And how high are you right now?
A little stony baloney. And I had a little bit of the Benjamin Franklin, you know.
You're a little stony baloney because you had a little Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, you know.
I'm glad we got that all correct.
Just want to clear up for those people that are just joining us. We're talking to Megan. She's, quote, stony baloney because she had a little Benjamin Franklin this morning.
Great.
Okay.
Can't
How
wait.
are you guys?
We're doing great.
Great.
We're going to give you a letter. We're going to give you a category. You give us all the things that fit under the category that start with the letter to prove that potheads are able to come up with the words they need under pressure. And your category is summer treats, and your letter is P, and go.
Summer treats of pea. Summer treats of pea. Summer treats of pea.
20 seconds.
Why is everything leaving my brain?
I think it's the Benjamin Franklin,
Yeah.
which also starts with a P.
It's Benjamin Franklin. We would have accepted that. Time is...
Oh!
Pop-Tarts?
Sorry.
Close.
Hey, Carlos.
Klein, how you doing, my brother?
Welcome to Stonagories.
Ready to do it.
How high are you right now?
As high as I need to be, and that's pretty high.
The top score, the high score, if you will, is still 1. Can anyone actually beat the high score in Stonagories? Category and a letter, and all you got to do is give us everything that falls under the category that starts with a letter. Your category is ways to end up in the ER, and your letter is R. Go.
R. R. Why am I not? R. Come on, okay.
Time's ticking.
Times. Why is the R not coming?
You're getting so mad at the letter.
10 seconds.
R. Why? Okay, I'm blanking. I'm straight blanking right now.
Starts with R.
Acid reflux. No,
That is
no.
That's the
not-
most mild ER visit.
Also, it does not start with R.
No, it doesn't.
All right, time's up.
Alrighty.
Do you feel good?
He's gone. And he's gone.
You are loud and clear.
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show. KROQ.
marijuana. Here's Clyde with the weekend song. Take it away, Clyde.
I love Trump, ba-da-ba-da-ba. America's boring.
Oh, yeah, Daddy. Me, milk me.
I love the ham dog.
It's not about that Monday, Tuesday. No one cares about Wednesday.
My pearls.
Thursday. Forget that noise. Are you ready for the weekend?
Moviekins.
Are you ready for the rear end?
Bitches.
Are you ready for the weekend? Are you ready for the rear end? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trash. Thursday, Friday, forget about that. Friday, Saturday, really sad. And Sunday, sleeping in, eating brunch.
I'm a freak, all right? I just hate my family. Man, I am an asshole.
Hit the beach or hit the mall. Go out with friends, do nothing at all. Sleep in, watch movies, read books. Anything goes, just take a look. Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? Go. Are you ready for the weekend?
Fucking Wakanda.
Ready for the rear end?
Hey, I'm looking to Wakanda.
Weekend. Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? Go. Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? Go. Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? Go.
Shut up, snowflake libtard.
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Klein Alley Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Oh, hell yeah. Here we go. Welcome to your weekend. Good morning, and how the hell goes it? We are Klein Alley Show on KROQ. Back together again for the next 4 hours. Could result in you getting some tickets to Coachella, which officially kicks off in the desert later on today. Traffic probably already backed up all the way. If you didn't leave already, forget it. Meanwhile,
I heard it took some people 8 hours that are camping over there to get inside the venue.
No way.
Yeah.
You know, what's amazing is that these festival horror stories are everywhere, but Coachella has been at it for a long, long, long time. You would think at some point they're immune to it, but the reality is weather's going to be great. Although I heard some people talking yesterday. They say it's going to be 100 plus during the day.
Oh my God!
But the traffic down there, it's all part of the experience, I'm sure. And I believe after we get off the air today, Nicole Alvarez will be broadcasting live from Coachella. I believe. I don't know if is that something I was supposed to know about, Vanessa, or am I'm reading stuff here in the studio, which I rarely do. Is there a live broadcast happening from Coachella?
That's what the promo says.
All right, great.
Starting at 12. Sorry, I was doing Jake's Tinder.
That's okay. You're doing Jake's Tinder. What is that about?
I was helping him with something.
That's right. Jake's trying to hit on the AI bots today later in the show. We got lots going on. And listen, I don't know if you need motivation to start your weekend, but this little message we got from Pantyhose Greg, it's making Omar and I laugh all morning. But
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Yeah, that's a real man.
What is
right
that?
there.
Is that just weed, or that's got to be booze too, right?
I think he's just a weed guy. I think it's weed plus exhaustion because he always leaves these messages at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. He's up watching reruns of the Kelly Clarkson show. And
that's what he does.
Yeah, then he gets real high and he calls us. I mean, the guy's super weird, but when
he likes Kelly Clarkson and us. What kind of taste does this guy have?
That's it. I think I think the reality is he's got his TV stuck on one station and he's got his radio stuck on one station.
And he doesn't know that you can change the channel.
Yeah, he doesn't know, and I'm fine with that because it works to our benefit. And for us and Kelly Clarkson in that Venn diagram of shows, I don't think there's a lot of overlap between us and Kelly Clarkson, minus this man right here.
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Yeah. It's the great Pantyhose Greg. We got a decent show planned for you, believe it or not. Fully live show back on YouTube right now. I know some people miss seeing us, but we are on YouTube, and I know that many people have been confused as to exactly what the hell is going on. And I understand why you're confused. Hopefully this will explain it. I mean, these are the questions we've got.
Yo, Klein Alley Show. What's going on? Hey, so you guys said Allie's gone on the trip, but I heard her a couple times on the radio, with you guys.
Yeah.
And you said that she was gone, but I heard her live or something.
Right.
Because I know you guys don't record it or phone it in. You said that, Klein. You promised.
I did.
You guys don't phone in the show.
We do not.
Oh, yeah.
So, Klein, are you really there?
Yes.
or is this all pre-recorded? I just
no
don't
way.
know what's going on. I'm very, very confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Akina Wakanda. Well said, sir. Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore. I thought Allie was on the trip, but I clearly hear her, so she must be here somehow. And yeah, right. Good point. And by the way, a lot of people are confused, not just that guy.
Hey, guys, we're listening to some of the podcasts from yesterday and today, and I know Allie's not there because she's on her little stupid Grand Canyon trip. But
her little stupid Grand Canyon trip. This is like the trip that she's been saying is the trip of her lifetime. That she's been waiting for, the most epic adventure.
Everybody's crapping on it.
It's referred to as her little stupid Grand.
Because she's on her little stupid Grand Canyon trip.
Right.
But how are you guys making it sound so seamless with the audio? Are you guys blending it? Because I know she's not there, but it sounds like you guys pre-recorded this. And it's not just one bit. Like
it's the pre-recorded. 6:08 a.m. on a Friday morning. There's nothing pre-recorded about it.
No way.
Yeah, no, Allie, I'm telling you, we're live doing the show live, and you're here.
No.
Okay, fine. You're not here. I bet you smell right now. That's for sure.
Yes.
The Stoner Glories bit, the Petty Claims Court bit, and this things I have never heard between you guys. Did you guys record this?
Yeah, because we're doing all live shows, you dummy. That's why. You haven't heard it before. Totally. She gets it. She gets it. She's pooping in a bucket. She gets it.
Yeah.
Have you had to empty out your poo bucket yet on this whitewater rafting adventure?
No.
Okay.
It
keeps it filled.
Yeah.
Remember, she doesn't poop?
Right. Well, that's right. No, she doesn't fart, Vanessa.
That's right.
She doesn't fart. She poops a lot. Right, Allie?
Yes.
Yes, I know it.
Before she left, or is Allie? I don't know. Please explain. Sweet Dibbits.
Okay. Thank you for the wonderful calls. I know there's a lot of confusion about it, but don't worry. We're here live doing a show, and let's give you this. This guy will be at Coachella, I think, tonight. Joe's performing tonight at Coachella, so let's give you a sneak preview, and then we will get into everything we have in store for you today. I'm in a great mood. Allie, you sound like you're in a great mood, right?
No.
Okay, I'm wrong about that. Well, seems like I don't know you at all. We're going to have a good show. I'll tell you all about it and get you into Coachella. Show. If you'd like $100 of Allie's money, even though she's not here, you can call now and get it. 800-520-1067. We'll do some Allie Knows the News. You can battle anyone on the show. It's Pick Your Poison Friday. Can't really battle Allie because she's not here. But then again, with the technology at KROQ and Omar's quick fingers, she can be here. And yet,
totally.
Nothing brings a lesbian to the studio faster than quick fingers. So you better.
Yes.
That's right. I know that. So if you'd like to battle Allie, I guess you could. You could battle Jake the Nerd, calls himself the Ace. You could take on Postmaster Johnny, Vanessa, take on DJ Omar Khan, or if you'd like to battle me, you can do that as well. Phone's open now at 800-520-1067. We'll give you the $100 we've been giving you all week. But also
they can't battle you, really.
Well, they can battle me. Why couldn't they?
Who's going to do the questions?
We'll figure it out. I assume there's AI. AI seems to be the answer for everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Allie knows it. AI will solve the problem. Battle anyone on the show, $100 plus that extra $25 tariff we're throwing in. And later this morning, we'll get into this fascinating conversation. Turns out everyone's complaining about tariffs, but no one really knows what they are. So Jake hit the streets to find out if anyone actually knows what a tariff is. And here's a tease.
What's your name?
My name is Brian.
Brian from where?
I'm from Burbank.
Brian, can you tell me what a tariff is?
A tariff? Honestly, I don't know. This is what I knew. This is what it's going to be about. You know, honestly, don't know because I haven't done my research. I would, if I knew, I would. I could give you an educated guess.
It's a great answer. If I knew, I could give you an educated guess, but the guy doesn't know
or answer. But I think it's you're charging. I'm also been drinking, so I think you're I just stay out of here. I drink, beer. I smoke weed. I stay out of it. I love your dog. It's cute.
There's your answer. That's what a tariff is, in case you're wondering. So we'll find out if anyone in the streets knows what a tariff is, because everyone's upset about it. It's obviously the biggest story of the week, and Jake hits the streets to find out once and for all. But right now, it's $100 plus that $25 tariff on top. If you want it, call us now, 800-520-1067. We'll be right back after this quick break. Get you your money. And then some Coachella tickets. If you listen to everything that happens on this morning's show and take part in the Klein Alley Showchella quiz, you could end up in the desert.
Well, the first weekend of the Coachella Music and Arts Festival kicks off this weekend. Will bring hundreds of thousands of visitors.
Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Green Day, and Post Malone.
People are on their way into the Coachella Music Festival.
All right, I want to see everybody jumping up and down. You ready? Welcome to...
Starting today at 3 with Kevin Ryder. KROQ broadcast live from Coachella. Green Day, Post Malone, Lady Gaga, The Prodigy, In the Eat World, Joe, The Beaches, Lola Young, Just Added, Weezer, and more. We're bringing you all the action live and direct from Empire Polo Field with band interviews, hijinks, and more.
Hi, I'm Nicole Alvarez. We're live at Coachella. Broadcasting live backstage at Coachella.
There's always possibility for it to go disastrously.
Driven by Mike Thompson RV. Don't miss a moment. Go RVing.
It's KROQ, Klein Alley Show. How are you handling the tariffs? Well, Vanessa had an interesting approach, which was get together with her friends. She wanted to go out, but she decided that they were going to attempt to go bowling on a budget. And the budget they came up with seems almost impossible to be able to do anything with these days. But she said they had all these different workarounds. And, of course, this is the thing I tried to tell her. And Vanessa, whose idea was this budget? Your idea or your friend's idea?
No, my friend Christine's idea.
And she said you all wanted to go out, but everyone's like, I don't feel like spending money. Everything costs so much. So who came up with the number?
We just felt like $50 was doable, so we decided $50 for the night.
And this is dinner and drinks or just drinks?
Oh, we had dinner.
So you had to figure out for $50 how you could have dinner and drinks. And the idea is that if someone buys you drinks, right, like if you get hit on.
Oh, yeah, well, that was also, we were hoping for that too. Did it happen? No, it didn't.
So the plan.
Leave us hanging, why don't you?
So wait, the plan was if we go out with this budget of $50, maybe we don't even need to use the budget if we can find people that would like to buy us a drink.
That's like my hot cousin. She can go anywhere and not pay for stuff. And she believes it, and it happens every time.
I think we should raise some money for all of the beautiful people that are used to not buying drinks that now are, I feel like guys now that used to buy drinks.
They're going to be more selective.
A little bit more unable to buy all the drinks. I think there was a time when any guy would go, if any woman that wants to talk to me, I'll buy her a drink, at the very least. Now I think with everyone tightening it down, I think we should start raising money for all the hot women that are not going to have guys buying them drinks.
Now it's like, hold on a minute, it's $18 for this cocktail.
Yeah.
How long am I going to talk to you for, really?
So you're so $50 was the budget, and within the $50, did that include transportation too, Ubers?
Yes, and parking. Let me break it down for you.
Okay.
So we started out by going to Trader Joe's to get like a pregame drink,
And this was all part of the $50 too.
Cans. What?
That was all part of the $50 too.
Yes.
Wow, I'm surprised you went with individual cans and not just a bottle of vodka.
No, because we don't want to get messy,
You could have done for 28 cents, according to Allie, you could do a tampon soaked in vodka. And you could have won.
Already, I'll beat your ass. I can do this whole night in 25. I'll prove it to you. Go ahead.
That's Allie's big plan for Coachella. She's going to go in big, soaked up and ready.
I'm going full vodka tampon. Okay.
All 3 days.
Okay.
All right, so it's just you and her. Just you and one friend?
Yes, just me and a friend. So we got like a margarita can cocktail from
Like a
Trader Joe's.
6-pack?
What?
Like a 6-pack?
No, just we each got one. You know how sometimes they have
the sad loser cans?
The one-offs?
The one-off loser cans? Oh.
That was your pregame? That's so sad.
I think they even call that section the loser can section because it's just like these
It's
one-off.
like the lean cuisine section of the liquors.
Dented cans. So you got.
No, it's the cans that if people want to try it, you can take one.
No, I get that.
My gosh, you lose it.
I'm just getting one.
She's yelling at herself now, calling herself a loser.
One
Let's calm
drink per
down.
person is just not even a pregame.
All right, so you eat. So let's not judge. So you decide, can we go out and have a good night for $50? Which usually seems like a lot of might have a good night. Especially, that's $100 between the two of you because you don't have to do everything solo. So okay. You start with a one can at Trader Joe's.
Okay. We each get one, okay?
Okay.
Which they did get us pretty buzzed. It was such a good time. So when we went to Santa Monica, by the way. So we went to Santa Monica.
How did you get there from Long Beach?
We wanted to change scenery.
How did you get there, she said?
Oh, how did we get there? We drove.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
drink and drive, people. Do not drink and drive.
That's a way to save money. Okay.
We didn't get drunk, everyone. We did not get drunk. Okay.
What is going on with her?
We wanted a change of
I'm not saying I'm drunk, but I feel it.
Officer.
Anyways, so we got there. We had our drinks. We were on 2nd Street. What is that area called?
Sure.
Wherever that
3rd
area
Street
is.
There's
Yes, we were there.
2nd Street. She could.
No. 3rd Street's too expensive. You got to go 2nd Street.
2nd Street. Smart move. There's nothing there. You know where all the tourists go to 3rd Street. We're going to 2nd Street.
So we went there to people watch, do some entertainment, listen to the people playing the music outside.
That's a real homeless hangout. You know that, right?
Are you sure you weren't in an alley?
It really is. I mean, I know.
Busking for money.
That was actually the best part of the whole night, in my opinion.
Okay.
I love that part.
And
then,
did they have food at this place?
No, just wait.
Okay.
Then we got hungry, so we decided to go to Chipotle for the kids' meal. That was $7.
Wow.
We each had the Taco Kids meal because we just need a little bit something.
So right now, how much you pay to park in Santa Monica?
$10.
Okay.
Which we split, so that's $5
$5 each.
Cool.
So between your one can of margarita at Trader Joe's, your kids' meal at Chipotle, what a Saturday night. Entertainment was free because watching a guy spin around on a cardboard box cost nothing. So that's good. So you got free entertainment, and then the parking was $5 each. So
that whole section right there was a good time.
Right, you're almost halfway through your budget to this point. Yes.
Then we decided, all right, we're gonna go to the nice bars now because we already ate and we pregame with our margaritas that got us going. Then we went to this bar named Chloe, and the drinks were $18. But we're like, this is our one fancy drink for the night because we're hoping that we'll get a second fancy drink by someone. But we did not. Anyways, we paid for our
No,
drink.
that's an interesting choice. I'm going to invest in this $18 drink, and hope that within
brings
30
along.
minutes I'll find another drink for
Before
free.
you settled on this place, Chloe, did you see what the ratio? Did it look like there was a lot of guys? I would think you'd want to go to a place that seemed like it was maybe guy heavy because you'd get some attention as a lady.
Actually, it was kind of empty, but it's okay because it was a vibe. The drinks were delicious.
The vibe seems like there was no
Yeah,
one.
I guess if your first vibe was the Trader Joe's single can ale, this seems like a real upgrade. But okay.
I hate on my plan.
No. I like your plan. Go ahead.
So now you're in this bar and you're already, and now $18. That's a huge, that's almost the rest of your budget for the night.
Tip.
And then we were looking at what money we each had left, and we each had $12. Okay, so then we wanted to go to this other bar called Misfits, and we looked at the menu, and the drinks were $17.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
because it's Santa Monica.
Yeah. And or we could have gone with a beer, but we're not gonna drink beer, guys. Come on, we don't want to get full of beer. We want
Right.
a cocktail. So my friend's like, since we have already had like 2 drinks in us, we're like feeling confident. She's like, don't worry. I'm going to tell the bartender we only have $12 each because we were doing this budget thing for work.
Wow. Okay.
We really just want to finish the night with, and then the bartender, let me see what I can do.
So you're telling him flat out,
Pretty much we
even
told
if
him
you
our
give me a
plan.
discounted drink, I won't have enough money to tip you. Can you hook this up somehow?
We have $12 each. We're trying to buy a drink each. And the guys, the menus, they're $17. You tell the bartender.
But the bartender was like down with it. He's like, yeah, let me see what I can make you. He made us espresso martinis with tequila because we were on the tequila run.
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. That is Green Day. They will be a part of Coachella. We'd love to get you in there as well. I recommend you listen to everything that happens on this show over the next 3 hours. Chance for you to take part in the Klein Alley Showchella quiz. Tickets to Coachella, and because it is the Friday of actual Coachella, we will double it up and not just give one of you a chance, but 2 of you a chance to win some tickets to Coachella, doubling your chances, doubling your tickets. We'll be doing that later this morning. But the best way to win them is to listen to the show. Yesterday, we met a woman just after 9 o'clock. She ended up crying, but for a good reason. She took copious notes during the show, listened, dedicated herself, and got herself into Coachella. We'll do the exact same for you today. Just keep on listening for your chance to win. Right now, though, let's do some Allie Knows the News on a Pick Your Poison Friday.
She's currently crapping in the canyon, making every other camper sick and have the blues.
Yes.
Let's find out if that disgusting monster lesbian knows the news.
Beautiful song. Thank you for that. Lovely. Always lovely. Let's say hi to George today. Hey, George, who would you like to battle in this exciting Pick Your Poison Friday edition of Allie Knows the News?
What's up? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. Sweet Divots, George. Dong Dong.
I would like to battle. I love the hot dog, Vanessa.
Oh, I want to take on Vanessa. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and sequester Vanessa so she will not hear these questions. 5 questions. Let's see if anyone's been paying attention to what's been going on in the world. George is battling Vanessa for $100 plus the $25 tariff bonus. Could all be yours if you do better than Vanessa. As soon as she's locked in, all right, she cannot hear. We can begin your round. We'll score it together at the end. Here we go, George.
Allie Knows the News.
All right, question number 1. The director of this movie is defending the popcorn-throwing chaos that is happening at theaters across America. Say it again?
Minecraft.
Go to question number 2. Cockroaches caused a closure of this... Wow. This guy's not even letting me finish the questions. He's throwing out all the answers. You said... Well, say that again?
Erewhon.
All right. 3 suspects are wanted for ransacking this store in Westlake Village.
Oh, man. This store, was it a stew store?
Say it again?
A stew store. I'm not too sure.
Stew store. We go to question number 4. This iconic weekly American show is launching a British version.
Weekly, a British version. Weekly, the Abbott Elementary?
All right. And finally... most Americans have admitted that they start to panic once their phone battery hits what number? What percentage creates a panic in most Americans?
I panic when I get at like 25%. So
25%. You know me, I'm a 1%er. I start my day at about 1%. And
you ever get your phone fixed?
I did get a replacement phone sent to me in the mail because my battery could not. It got to a point where I was at 1% so often that my battery just basically would only get to 1%. Couldn't charge past it.
Wow.
And that's living life on the edge, man. You want to rush. Ooh, that's a great way to go through life. All right, let's bring in Vanessa. We'll score it together. George, don't say anything else. Vanessa's entering the studios now. Good morning, Vanessa. It's funny, you can't even see Vanessa walk in here. She's so short. You just see the door open, and I didn't even know she was here until she jumped up on that. I mean, it's really unbelievable. It's like that door opens up, and then you got to listen really closely. You hear this
Put
little
a bell around her.
Yeah, we got to get a bell on her like a cat so we can keep an eye.
Just like Kitty has.
Keep tabs on her. All right, here we go, Vanessa. We'll score it together with George. George, if you could make more noise in the background, that would be super helpful. Question number 1. Vanessa, the director of this movie is defending the popcorn-throwing chaos that's happening at theaters all over America during the film.
It's the video game movie.
I can't accept that as the answer.
It's a video. Hold on. With Jack Black.
Go ahead. You're getting there.
Hold on. I know what it is. It's just not coming to my brain. 1 second.
Need an answer
Jack
in 3.
Black, Jack Black.
2.
Minecraft.
Hey, you got it. Good job. He got that as well. Tied up 1-1. We go to question number 2. It's a Pick Your Poison Friday edition of Allie Knows the News. How did you do? How would you have done had you been playing Vanessa for the $125? Question number 2. It's tied up 1-1. Cockroaches caused a closure of this fancy boy grocery store in Santa Monica.
A fancy grocery store?
Yeah.
Erewhon.
He guessed that as well, and that is absolutely correct. I bet you they're going to try to say those cockroaches were imported and they're $50 a cockroach and they're probably good for nutrition and they're organic or something.
All right, thanks, high voltage.
We go to question number 3. It's tied up now, 2-2, as we head to question 3. 3 suspects are wanted for ransacking this store in Westlake Village.
A jewelry store.
Jewelry store. He said the stew store.
I think he meant shoe.
Oh, is that what he meant? He can't say the word shoe?
Yeah, well, what's a stew store?
I don't know. I just thought it was some store I never heard of. Both of them are wrong. It's a TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx.
Oh, wow.
I always say if you're going to ransack a store that doesn't already have discounted prices, right? Go to question number 4, and it's still tied up with 2 questions left. This iconic weekly American show is launching a British version.
Is this a show that has been on forever?
I can't give you any follow-up. This is no follow-up question time. Just need a guess.
This iconic American show.
Right.
New Girl.
Oh, man. In her world, that's all there is. That's all there is in her world.
It's pretty iconic.
He said Abbott Elementary, Saturday Night Live, SNL, is about to launch a British version of the show with a British cast. And we move on to the final question. And it's still tied up. It could come down to this. Most Americans claim that they start to panic once their phone battery hits which number? What percentage creates a panic in most Americans? Closest I'll just say closest. Doesn't matter if you go over. We'll get the point and potentially the win here. What is the percentage that creates panic in most Americans?
15?
All right. Vanessa says 15%. George on the phone guessed 25%.
Oh, snap.
The number is 38%.
Damn.
38%. George, you are closer. Congratulations. You just took $125 of Allie's money. She's going to learn that the hard way when she gets back from her rafting adventure.
Sorry, Allie.
Vanessa, what must you shamefully admit over the airwaves of KROQ? Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, and George pays attention. Knows the news.
There we go. George, we're renaming the segment George Pays Attention. It's KROQ. Good morning.
You and me, we used to be.
I hope you're ready for the weekend.
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Yeah, this guy says what we're all thinking. Are you a gate lice? Do you know what gate lice are? And if you are, you should stop being one because apparently you are the least...
Gay lice?
No, not gay lice. Gate lice, which is something that you will deal with if you plan on traveling for spring break or potentially summer travel plans. Gate lice now is the thing that is getting worse. It's a problem that is affecting airports everywhere. It has been for a while, but it's getting even worse now. And they are saying that if you are described as a gate lice, which is a term that I guess was used by people that work at the airport to describe all of those that kind of crowd the boarding area before it is their turn to board. They know that their number is whatever, but they don't care. They know that they're not a VIP, platinum member.
It does make it longer for everybody else to board. I mean, what the hell are they doing, really?
It is an incredibly frustrating thing, yet for whatever reason, when they just start the pre-boarding, if you're in a wheelchair, it feels like every person stands up and gets right in the front.
It's the same people who stand up when the plane lands.
Yeah,
it's mostly I think old people and Karens. People that are like they have some sort of entitlement. Like, oh, we pay for a ticket, we should get to board and be here wherever we want.
I think everyone has a built-in fear that the plane is going to leave without them, and I think as a result, the second there's any beep, chime, ding person that says let's start something, everyone's half listening and paying attention, so they just all jump up.
But how many times does that lady at the desk, come on the little microphone and say, hey, we're going to board in such and such an order? It's like so redundant that I wanted to tell her to shut up.
Well, here's the thing. So they claim that for a few reasons now it's gotten worse than ever before. One of the reasons is because no one wants to check bags anymore, and everyone knows that realistically they're going to run out of space pretty quickly. So everyone is fighting to try to get any sort of overhead space they can get, and as a result, they're hoping they can sneak on earlier than they're supposed to board because a lot of people know if I'm going to board when I'm supposed to, I'm in Group Z, there's going to be nothing left, and I know that already. So that's a problem that has been created a lot of times, I would argue.
I get it, but also, like, if you check your bag, they check it for free, and it's also maybe just another 15 minutes of inconvenience.
Yeah, maybe, but everyone also freaks out and goes, if I get separated from my stuff, I'll never see it again.
Right. Which has happened.
Right, has happened, right? You think you get an easy... I mean, I remember when my kids were really little, they took a stroller away from us, and I was like, that's fine. That'll be waiting for me when I get off the plane. That thing went missing. We never saw that again.
Oh, man. Wow.
and they're like,
sucks.
describe it.
Another one?
They said, describe it. I go, describe it.
It's a stroller.
It's a black stroller with a couple of wheels. I don't know. It's probably got Cheerios in it somewhere. That's all I got. And they're like, yeah, we got
wheels, Cheerios, writing it down.
They're like, that's every one of them. So the other reason is because... people, they claim now more than ever before, and I don't know whoever really is listening to the announcements at the airport, but everyone's got their AirPods in, they're on their phone, they're doing whatever else, so they're really not paying attention. So you're kind of zombie-like when you just you see a group of people stand up, and like a lemming, you just stand up too and assume this is where I should be. No one really knows what's going on.
Right.
It's creating such a disaster at the front that they're saying that the boarding process is getting even longer on average than it should be, and that the flight attendants and all the people that kind of the gate agents, whatever, it is their least favorite part of the job by far, is the having to be so redundant and let everyone know over and over again. And even after they say 40 times, this is only for, Group A or whatever, they still have the people that get all the way to the front. And of course, they still scan the ticket, and it will make some loud, kind of shameful beep that you're not supposed to board yet. And then you got to do that walk of shame back through the whole line of people. It's the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
Because we've all done it before where you go, I would love to just get on this thing. I know technically we're not in Group C yet, but I'm just going to, it's getting in the middle of the B's. Maybe they'll let me slide through. And sometimes they do, and other times they they love to make an example out of you. So you are now part of a growing movement of gate lice that has become the least liked group of people at the airport.
So do they tell the gate lice to kick rocks and go to the back like, Rosa Parks, or what's happening here?
Yeah,
what are they doing?
Yes.
Are they not doing anything
Great
about
reference.
it?
That's exactly what they do. They say, hey, Rosa Parks, get in the back. They're doing, in fact, airlines aren't doing enough, to be honest, because it should be one of those things where if you get like one warning and then they put it to your name, like if you do it again, you just can't fly for a month, I think people would start taking it real seriously. I like that. Idea. That's called the Omar Parks rule. It's just been put into effect here on KROQ. Lincoln Park.
Wake up and bake, UK rockers. It's Coachella time.
Today's the day. Apparently, we go into a live broadcast from Coachella starting at 3 o'clock with the great Kevin Ryder. Return to KROQ. I've got a conspiracy theory about that. Kevin Ryder was here for 30 years, gone for 5, back the week before Coachella. Clearly wanted to get some of that sweet VIP artist access. And he gets to go back to do the live broadcast today starting at 3 o'clock on KROQ. If you want tickets, all you have to do is keep listening to this show. Every little thing that happens from this point forward could potentially be an answer to a question during the Klein Alley Showchella quiz that will get you a couple of tickets to Coachella. And because it's the Friday of Coachella opening weekend, we will double the tickets today, which means 2 different people will win a pair of Coachella tickets this morning before we get out of here and into the weekend officially. And I want to warn you that listening to this show could result in Coachella tickets. It could also result in terrible nightmares.
Three divots, guys. I'm growing concerned. I think your show has infected my brain because I had a terrible dream last night that I was like trapped in Jake's nerd hole.
Oh my God. That is hell.
Like I don't even know what it looks like, but just based off of the things you've described on the show and he's described that he's into and his decor and all that, my brain was able to create a picture and last night in my dream and I did not like it. So, yeah, I might have to take a break from a while. That was a lot. All right.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that's the problem. You listen to the show, sometimes you end up saying the things, saying some of those sound bites that Omar plays, or even worse, you have terrible nightmares that you're trapped in Jake's nerd hole.
People like it.
We will all get to journey to Jake's nerd hole together when he delivers the ADD news in just a moment. We'll come back with that. Then we'll get into a brand new hour of the show, complete with the box of shame. Johnny doesn't know drugs. Very exciting round that Johnny doesn't know to get you in the mood for all festivals that are starting now. Johnny knows nothing about drugs, so we'll find out if that is true or not. Could score you some tickets to see Tom Segura and your Coachella tickets all coming up later this morning here at KROQ.
Klein, the World Famous Show.
KROQ. Klein Alley Show. Mornings on KROQ.
Allie and I are always battling out to try to be good people. Believe it or not, if you're new to the show, you may hear some of the terrible things we talk about and think, wow, these are not good people. But our goal, really, I believe, is to be good people. And we think the best thing a person can do is save the life of another person. I tried to save a dog's life. I tried to save
That was a statue.
I tried to save a man that was dead in a van or was dying in a van.
There was nobody in the van. It was a shoe.
Regardless, we've all made efforts to save people's lives. And Allie claims she came up to me.
I don't try to be a good person, though. It just happened to me. I stepped in.
She comes up to me right when I walk into the bar on Friday at Snow Summit. And she's like, hey, not to brag, but I just saved some lady's life. And I go, first of all, that is exactly why you did that, to brag. That's why you did it.
You would say it to me, and I would say it to you.
Okay.
Just updating.
You were so proud of yourself the way you... Why don't you tell your story? Because I think once you get to the thing you told me, at first I said, good job, you saved her life. Then all of a sudden there's a twist and you realize you didn't save her life at all.
No twist. No, there was a couple there, and I had been there probably 10, 15 minutes. I'd just gotten my drink. I just set down my whiskey shot and my beer, and I turn around, and this woman is appearing to throw up, but it's not throw up. It's like spit and stuff.
She saw you.
And I was like, I'm here. And I'm like,
monster.
Damn, it's like 1:15. I can't believe
Yeah.
We've gotten to this point already where someone's throwing up in the lodge.
It's the problem with being at a bar during the day. When you're being at a bar during the day,
especially in high altitude, it can hit you.
Sure.
So I see that she's throwing up, and I'm going up, just another person throwing up, and I'm proceeding to take my shot. Then I see that she's stumbling around, and the guy that she's with he's got his arms around her waist and is trying to, I thought, hold her up. But then later, he's kind of like doing a motion that seems a little bit more like the Heimlich maneuver. So then I do a double take and I go, is she choking? And he looks at me and goes, yeah, she's choking. And I was like, oh, dude, I can't believe I've just been watching this happen for the last 10 seconds. I've done nothing. So I take my hand and I give her a big ass slap on the back. I mean, loud, reverberating across the bar. And she cleared her throat and said, all right, I'm good.
Wait, hold on. Woman is throwing up. You think throwing up. Then you realize it's a guy doing a Heimlich on her. What is the length of time between when you witness what you think is a woman throwing up to you realize now you have a situation where there's someone that
Probably 10 seconds.
in 10 seconds.
This was, in about 10 to 15 seconds.
And you say, is that lady choking?
Well, yeah, after I figured that I was like, why are his arms still around her?
Right.
Like just sit her down if she's throwing up or take her outside.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't. So then I noticed that I think he's actually doing a maneuver on her. And then I was like, well, she's choking. I don't know how to do the Heimlich, and he's already doing it. So I'm just going to do the back thwap. If you get a good back thwap, it can really
Why are you saying it like that?
Because that's what it is. It's a thwap.
A what?
It's a thwap on the back. It's not a slap. It's a thwap.
Are you trying to do funny stuff?
No.
Are you doing Vanessa's voices? What is going on here?
Was Elmer Fudd there?
What are you saying?
It's a thwap.
Are you joking right now?
No, there's a thing called a thwap. It's like a difference. It's not a slap. It's a thwap.
What's the difference?
Thwap. It's more of a hearty, not
sounds a lot gayer when you say
I'm not
it.
trying to hurt her. I'm just trying to give her a nice whap, thwap.
I'm pretty sure that could be worse.
No,
you can lodge it deeper.
It got the thing out, and I said, "What were you choking on?" And she said, "Chicken nuggets." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm glad that I got it out." And then
glad I slapped you. Is that what you said?
And then she left. No. And then she said, "Don't worry, this happens to me all the time."
Okay, so here we go. So Allie thinks for one moment, wow, I went up and I
thwapped,
hit this woman's back and dislodged a chicken nugget from her throat that was going to kill her. So she starts taking all this glory as I'm a hero. Then the woman turns to Allie and says, "Don't worry, it happens all the time." So first of all, that woman needs to rethink her. I don't know.
And that could have been the last time. I think she's prone to choking for some reason.
I think she needs to chew.
Perhaps, Allie, she wasn't choking at all. She's like, maybe she eats her food like a snake or something, and that's how she takes it down.
No. He was and then I found out later that was not her partner, that was her brother. But he said that it does he confirmed that it happens a lot. And 714 said, I was there. I saw Allie do that.
No
and then
way.
I went, yes. And
Get
then
714 on the phone. I don't believe.
Call 714. You were there. You saw me do it. I see a witness.
Was it heroic what Allie did, or was it not? And if the woman says that happens all the time, then she's going around giving a lot of people false hero confidence that everyone's going, I saved this woman's life. And maybe she's just a woman that's got a small esophagus and
hey,
can't
at
handle
least
it.
she was a human and not a statue.
Yeah, well,
I saved an actual human being.
but
you tried to save a fake dog.
Yeah, but Allie, once again, it sounds like if you didn't do it, she would have gotten it out anyway because she does it all the time.
No, but you don't know that.
You don't know that.
She stepped in without the thwap. She could have been dead because whatever her brother was doing was not working.
It was not
clearly.
working.
Well, clearly whatever her brother's
The
doing.
thwap saved her life.
It's a thwap.
You need to give FAP training.
I'm twained and flat.
Everyone is saying it differently, and I don't like any of it.
909 said for choking adults, you never hit them on the back.
Yeah.
You can cause whatever they're choking on to go further into their trachea.
That's what I thought. Like, I don't remember much from any of the CPR classes I took, but I definitely remember not to do the...
A thwap is an onomatopoeia that refers to a loud, heavy impact or the sound it makes. For example, you might describe the sound of water hitting a ship's side as a thwap.
Okay, great. Regardless, I think a lot of people, and if any of these witnesses, I don't know if any of these people on the phone were witnesses. Hold on, we got a witness on the phone. Hey, hello, Laura?
Yes.
Yeah, you witnessed this, or you were the person who choked on the nugget?
I saw everything,
Okay.
even before it happened.
Okay, all right, from your side, tell us what happened, please, and don't use that dumb word in the process. Go ahead.
So I was looking over in her direction because there was something there, and I asked my boyfriend.
What is that thing over there?
I asked my boyfriend to look for something, and then she went to go get water from the self-serve. She drank the water, and then I saw her spat the water, and I was like, "Dude, she's so drunk. Did you see her spit the water out?" And then that's when she got the I thought it was her boyfriend, but you said her brother, and then he just did the Heimlich maneuver on her, and the water projectiled out. Yeah, and then that's when Allie came, slapped her on the back, which we're not supposed to do, but she slapped her on the back.
Okay, yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, but she slapped her on the back, and then that's when I said, "Oh no, she shouldn't do that." And I was going to get up to go help because I'm a nurse. So I was like, oh, I might need to help.
And I said, out of my way, I'm flapping.
But then she already projectile whatever she did out. But Allie did do something great. She went to go get Fiji water and gave it to her.
I did. I went and got her water. I forgot about that.
No way Allie paid for the Fiji.
She did slap her back after she already projectile whatever was in
after.
the water. And
so hold on. Allie slapped the... Hold on. Allie beat up a woman that just survived the choking incident? You're saying...
Slapped her really hard. Too.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Wait.
I had to get it out.
Hold on. The nurse that was the witness, you're saying the woman already, you believe from your medical experience as a nurse, had already cleared the airwaves. And then afterwards, Allie went up and hit her. Allie went up and hit her in the back?
Yes. After
okay, now...
projectile all that water out.
Okay. Hero, Allie.
Yeah,
Real
the
hero.
water out, but not the chicken nugget.
Guys, I think I'm more of a hero for almost saving that dog statue now that I hear the story.
Stop it.
So Allie beat up a woman.
Did you hear the part about the water?
Yeah,
I brought her water.
You brought her the one thing she needs.
Bottle Fiji water.
Okay.
Bottle Fiji water.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Laura, thank you for calling to confirm. Great to see you at our event. All right.
909, maybe she scams people like on that movie Choke, and Allie just intervened and screwed up her scheme.
Unbelievable.
909 said that was my sister. She was choking. I can confirm.
That the person's just messing with you. There's no way.
No, this was the person.
If that's true, we got to take a break. We're going to be back in a second. We got lots going on this hour on the show.
72114, I was there too, and I saw Allie smack the S out of that woman.
Okay, great. Allie beat up a woman. Amber? Yes, hi, Amber. Go ahead. Quickly. Hold on. We may have the choker on the phone. Klein Alley Show, broadcasting live from the Nerd Hole. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world with your ADD news. Here we go.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
I've never been to an Erewhon because I'm not a fancy boy and I don't have money, and I'm less likely to go to one now because the location in Santa Monica was ordered to close because of a, quote, vermin infestation. The location was cited after health officials spotted 2 live cockroaches and 1 dead one in his tonic bar. I haven't even seen 2 live cockroaches in my dive bar. It's crazy to think that a location that has $30 smoothies is just as gross as a Halls of KROQ.
Well, you know why? Because they got no pesticides. Sometimes you need these pesticides to keep all the vermin away.
Great point.
Everything is so fresh. Try this $20 fresh strawberries. Never touched a chemical. Sometimes you need those chemicals.
That's where it's at.
If I'm a cockroach, I'm going, hold on. I could go to any of the normal grocery stores where I got to deal with chemicals, or I could go to this fancy one. I'm already eating more expensive stuff, and I don't have to worry about getting any poison in me.
Fancy roach.
They're fancy roaches. That's what they are. I mean, it makes perfect sense. You go inside that place, they do make it look really pretty. I mean, even the way they stack the fruit up in like a pyramid shape, everything looks very fancy there. And then you grab a few things, go to the register, $380. You go, for what? Is there a problem with your machine? And they go,
when you go into that store, you feel comfortable, Klein?
No, I don't like in fact, the only time I'm ever really in one of those stores is when
I've never been.
My wife will say to me, can you pick something up? For a while, what I was doing is I was keeping the Erewhon bags in my car, and I would go to a regular store, like a Ralph's or a Pavilions, and then I would buy
Save
stuff.
you thousands of dollars.
And then I would put it in the Erewhon bags and carry them into my house and put them on the counter. And my wife would go like, oh, thanks so much for doing the shop. I know you didn't want to. But then she'd pull out like a Lunchable, and she'd be like, what is this?
They don't serve this here.
So, Lunchables at Erewhon. They do have, every once in a while, she'll try to fool me too, where she'll get me a sandwich, and I'll be like, where's this from? She's like, just try it. And I'll try it, and it's good. And I'll be like, that's a pretty good sandwich. And she goes, well, it was Erewhon. And I go, why'd you do that to me?
Yeah, but it's also like $30 just for a stupid sandwich, right?
Yeah, well, I guess the point she was making, and I don't want to believe it, and I will never admit this to her, is she says, yes, it was, Erewhon used to be way more expensive. But her point is that everywhere else has gotten so expensive now that she said it's almost gotten even. And I go, well, I guess that makes sense.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So, like, for instance, the first time I had real sticker shock, she called me and she goes, do you want me to bring you anything? I go, where are you? She's like, I'm going to go into Erewhon. I go, oh, please don't go in there. She goes, well, they have breakfast burrito. I go, how much is a breakfast burrito? She says, $15. I said, forget it. I don't need it. But now the reality is I've gone to get breakfast burritos at other places. Now they're like
$12.
Yeah, $13, $12.
Yeah.
So at some point you go, it's actually getting pretty close.
There's no way Erewhon has a kick-ass breakfast burrito, though.
I haven't had it. I don't know. Maybe someone
okay.
could. Maybe someone could say if it's good or not. I would also find that hard to believe. And I did look at it. She sent me a picture. It looked thinner than it should be for a $15 breakfast burrito. Should be shaped like a football in my mind.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. This was a taquito. This was like a taquito. I was like, wait a minute. So all right. So the Santa Monica one, avoid that place like the plague because it's covered in the plague. Apparently. And it's closed. Wow, that's crazy.
A terrifying viral video showing the moment a tourist helicopter fell out of the air and into the Hudson River, killing a family of 5 and the pilot. The names are being withheld, but officials confirmed the family was from Spain and was sightseeing New York City.
It's tragic. So tragic. They put a picture of the family just as they're getting on that family. Let's all get a picture together before we hop on the helicopter and do some sightseeing. I'm sure
it's shocking.
This is the news covering the story, but
it's looking to be like a mangled mess. And here's what we know so
pull that clip for Allie, by the way. Let's just make sure we have that clip. I know it's tragic the way we're playing it now, but we'll make it funny. Okay.
It's looking to be like a mangled mess. And here's what we know so far. The tourist chopper operated by New York Helicopter Tours took off from the downtown Skyport just before 3 this afternoon.
And it then broke apart midair and crashed upside down in the water.
The video is so sad.
Well, how? It's inexplainable.
You can't
when
even,
you watch the video, you're like, what is happening? I try to watch it and I rewound it. What?
Rewind
you know what I'm trying to say.
Don't save him. Let him go. Let him go. Come on. He's
and I
struggling.
just couldn't believe my eyes. It's just crazy.
That they feel that that they feel that
I gotta make a new one of those now.
Yeah, we need some new
I
Omar
want
stutter.
Omar to do the news.
Oh man, that's good stuff right there. Yeah, it's very sad and terrible situation, and there's nothing we can say about it to make it funny. But it's just a good thing that Omar stumbled over it, so we got a little humor out of the whole situation.
Up near the top of most obnoxious thieves, I think, would be the assholes who steal catalytic converters. But they have a new rival for biggest dick thief because residents of the Los Feliz neighborhood were left in total darkness after thieves began targeting voltage boxes and stealing as much copper wire as possible. There's a video of a thief in the act as he cuts the wires, and the whole video goes dark. It's such a pain in the ass. One resident said, "If I'm paying $28,000 as half my yearly property tax, can I please have some lights?" Which actually might be more obnoxious than the thieves. Sounds like the guy who complains about you leaving your garbage cans out too long.
Thank you, Jake. I'm not really sure what you said there. You sped up a lot. But on the phone right now to defend himself, Pantyhose Greg. Pantyhose Greg, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing fine. Let me ask you a question. When you left this message on the GOAT line...
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Was that just weed, or was that weed and drinking, or was that pills?
Or are you a robot and you're powering down?
Yeah, what is that?
Definitely was powering down, but I'm a weed guy. You know, I'm up watching the Kelly Clarkson reruns.
You called it.
I knew it. Always is. Yeah, I get it. So if you had to rank, if you could only have one show in your life for the rest of your life, us or the Kelly Clarkson show, which show do you pick with? You can be honest.
Oh, the Klein and Alley show.
Okay, all right. I appreciate that. Yeah, take that, Kelly Clarkson, you bitch. We got that going for us. All right, Pantyhose Greg, excited that the weekend is finally here. Thank you. You put us all in a great mood this morning.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We get into a brand new hour of the show, perhaps the greatest hour of your life. It starts next on
HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Hell yeah. Welcome to your weekend. How the hell goes it with your Klein Alley show? Nice to meet you. If you're a new listener, perhaps back at KROQ for the first time in a while because you heard that your good buddy Kevin Ryder has returned. He will be broadcasting live from Coachella later on this afternoon. If you would like to go to Coachella, well, you're stuck listening to us for the next few hours, and we will give away a couple of pairs of tickets just after 9 o'clock for the Klein Alley Showchella quiz. The answers to every question you need are things that will happen on today's show. One of the questions could be, what is the word that Omar just stumbled over? He had he had a stuttering outbreak a moment ago. I don't know. Who knows what it'll be? These questions will be written.
A combination stutter and mental fart, too.
Yeah, it was a combination of all of those things, and it was great. Lots to get into this hour on the show. We'll do some Johnny Doesn't Know Drugs. Could score you tickets to see Tom Segura, the very funny Tom Segura, live in Pasadena. We'll make that happen for you with the return of Johnny Doesn't Know, this time talking drugs. I don't think Johnny will know things like, I don't even think he could finish the phrase, just say what. I don't even think he could finish that.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of questions about drugs. Johnny's not a drug guy, so we'll find out if he knows anything. That's coming up later this hour. We got the box of shame to get to as well. And later this morning, you've probably seen him reviewing food all over Instagram and TikTok for a while now, but how Kev Eats will be here. Witness how we do things with the return of the high voltage food review with some of the stuff that will only be available at Coachella. So that's all coming up later this morning on the show. And then, of course, as always, we love the interaction. 800-520-1067 or the GOAT line.
Hey, Sweet Dibbit. I'm calling because I just got done with the Costco run, and I was thinking about Klein the entire time.
Thank you.
I only went in for 2 items, and that is for some ribeye capped meat and a bottle of bourbon.
Great shop. It's a great shop right there. I love it when I see someone like that. They got a whole night plan. They got a probably good bottle of bourbon and just some ribeye. Oh, that's a great shop.
And the whole time I'm in there, and I pick up the 2 things that I needed, and I'm walking around and like trying to stare at people, trying to make eye contact, like hold my items in front of them, like, yo, like, is anyone going to give me a good shop?
Nah, people don't respect it like I do. That's the problem. I do see a lot of people lately have been tagging me and stuff, and they go to Costco asking if it's a good shop or not. And I know this one's a mild shop. The one thing that would have made this a great shop, I guess, in addition to the bourbon and the ribeye, would have been had he been an impulse buy, like a giant inflatable water slide. Because that shows me like this guy is about to have a great afternoon. He's going to get hammered, and then he's going to he decided, what the hell? Let's get a giant water slide, like one of those ones. That to me is even like top notch, great shop.
I have a bottle of bourbon and I have meat.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Right, water slide.
So I just want to give myself a good shop, and I'm thinking about you guys. Love the show, Miss Allie.
Thank you so much. Good shop, sir. You deserve that. If you ever want our opinion, I mean, I do go around and tell people vocally, good shop. And you've seen video. We got some video posted up on Instagram as well of what that looks like when I hand out the ribbons for good shops.
I can't believe it's been days since Allie left us, the Klein Alley community, for a bunch of strangers that aren't even exciting. Allie straight up said, I'm missing work to go frolic in the forest and make poop soup in a can. Honestly, I find that very offensive.
Well, listen, if you don't believe us, she's actually here. You can see the video. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. And there she is, sitting right there in her seat where she belongs.
Yes.
There she is. Hi, Allie. Looking great.
Totally.
Yeah, okay. It's Weezer, KROQ. That's a Coachella band right there. Weezer.
They're going to do any murdering this weekend, or
I don't think they're going to do any shooting this weekend.
Oh, okay.
She's, I think, out on $1 million bond. I'm sure
She's out?
She's out. She got
Oh,
out
I
on
didn't know.
bond or bail or whatever it is. And Jake, you used to sell bail bonds, right? That was one of your jobs.
Yeah.
What is it that she's out on? $1 million in bond bail? How'd that work?
It's the same thing. But usually, back when I did it, it was 10% of the total bail was what you bought for what the bond was.
I'm
what you
sorry
had to
I
pay.
asked.
And
I
then-
forget it. Forget that I asked. I'm more confused now. So they had to pony up $100,000.
$100,000, and that's like non-refundable. That's what you pay.
That's probably why they had to get that Coachella gig, right? That little extra money.
Wake up and bake, UK rockers. It's Coachella time.
Sure is. Weezer will be there, and Green Day will be there, and you'll be there if you just listen to the show. On the phone right now, I wanted to do something special because a lot of people say that we're not a nice show, and I think that's false. I think we're a very nice show. Allie, as you know, is not here. She's been hiking and kayaking and whitewater rafting in the Grand Canyon, and unreachable. You cannot, no cell service. But we have the technology here at KROQ that we were able to connect her with her wife, and this is Allie's wife, Katie, on the phone right now.
No.
Allie, I'm sorry. We already have her on. There's no turning back.
No.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, good morning.
How are you surviving single mom life?
Oh my God. I don't know how people do it. This is really hard. I was telling a friend yesterday. So like single mom and full-time work, I don't know how they survive. I worked 3 hours yesterday and went and got a massage. And
Wait, hold on.
Wait, whoa.
You got a massage yesterday?
Yes.
Oh,
But she worked for 3 hours, Klein.
Yeah, you did work a full 3 hour day though. Yeah, good for you. We have the power here. I know you haven't spoken to Allie in a few days, and that's been hard too, but we were able to, using satellites and radio technology, connect the two of you. Allie, are you currently calling us from one of your poop buckets, or?
Yes.
Okay, your wife is on the phone with us now. Katie.
No.
Yes, she is. Katie, would you like to talk to your wife at all?
I mean, I would. I would like to talk to my wife. Yes, I would.
Do you miss your family, Allie?
No.
Not at all. Okay. Are you sleeping with other women on this adventure? The whitewater rafting?
Totally.
Oh, wow. You are?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of women?
Yeah.
Oh, Katie, she's sleeping with a lot of women. She just admitted it.
Oh my goodness. She is having the time of her life.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Totally.
Yes, totally. Okay, we should have gotten more sound bites.
Yeah. I'm going kind of limited here.
Allie, should we have recorded more sound bites before you left? Yes, we should have. I know. Okay, Katie, anything else you want to say? Is this, Allie, you think this bit is dumb or no?
You have to do it more.
Yeah, we do have to do this bit more. Okay. All right. Well, we just wanted to check in on you because her biggest concern when leaving was not for her own safety, but she really thought that you would have no ability
Can I ask Allie a question?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Omar.
Hey, Allie, when you're pooping in the poop bucket, do you wipe?
I don't wipe.
Okay. Now we know. No, that sounds about right. That's actually not a recording. That was live. Katie, it's your last chance to connect with your wife again before she gets back from this trip.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to ask her? The answers must be yes, no, or totally.
That puts a lot of pressure. I just want to let her know I'm out here watering her zucchini and
stupid
zucchini. How's that working out for the tariffs?
So far, I mean, they're not growing yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was her
So
big
we'll
plan,
see.
to avoid the tariffs on the expensive cost of imported zucchinis. She's going to grow her own. That's her big solution. And then a lot of listeners were asking if the zucchinis were being used for eating purposes or for sexual
I
purposes.
know, I heard.
Oh, you
I
heard that. Do you care to answer?
Right now they're being used for nothing because they don't exist.
All right, Allie's real wife. Well, hopefully you survive. Have you heard from her at all? Did she survive the trip to the canyon?
No, she has. Oh, well, yeah, she survived that. She left me a voicemail right before she got on the raft, and that's been it. There's been no contact, and we miss her a lot. It is hard without her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Allie, any closing words before we say goodbye to you and we deactivate this satellite? This was a lot of technology to get you on with your wife.
Boobykins.
Okay, great.
Aw.
She wanted to. She's talking dirty to you. All right, goodbye, Allie. All right, wonderful. All right, have a great day. We got to take a quick break. We're going to be back when we return. We've got Johnny Doesn't Know Drugs. You know who knows drugs a lot? Katie. Katie knows drugs really well, but unfortunately she can't play the game. So if you'd like to join us, 800-520-1067. We got some tickets up for grabs. All you got to do is call us now. We'll be back with that after this quick break on KROQ.
Well, the first weekend of the...
Welcome to Starting Today at 3 with Kevin Ryder. KROQ broadcast live from Coachella.
Green Day, Post Malone, Lady Gaga, The Prodigy, Jimmy Eat World, Joe, The Beaches, Lola Young,
Just Added, Weezer,
and more.
We're bringing you all the action live and direct from Empire Polo Field with band interviews, hijinks, and more.
Hi, I'm Nicole Alvarez. We're live at Coachella. Broadcasting live backstage at Coachella.
There's always possibility for it to go disastrously.
Driven by Mike Thompson RV. Don't miss a moment. Go RV.
23andMe, maybe you've heard the big story. They've officially filed for bankruptcy after apparently having some data breaches. And if you've ever spit into a tube or swabbed the inside of your mouth and sent it to see what your DNA was, you perhaps now have your information available for sale for the highest bidder. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what are they going to do with it? They're going to learn a little bit about you. But now they can trace you to every single person that you've had any sort of relationship with. And for a while, it was all fun and games. What do I get my dad for Father's Day? I don't have a gift. He doesn't fish. Oh, I'll just get him a 23andMe test, and he can figure out that he's, part German and part Bulgarian or whatever, and that he's going to have a great party. And that was the way they sold it at the beginning is, oh, you learn about your heritage. And then all of a sudden you get to embrace a whole side of you didn't even realize you had.
Well, yeah, and sometimes it brings old family members back together again, and sometimes it solves murders because that's how they solved the Golden State Killer case.
Yeah, then that was the kind of the trend of the 23andMe is that people started learning. It was originally going to be all fun, like, oh, I'm Italian, great, let's all come over and have meatballs and celebrate.
I am Italian.
And then it became
48%.
Murders were being solved, weird missing person cases were being solved, and then also people were learning some bad things like,
hey, my long lost brother is a murderer,
or even worse, this person that I was dating that I thought that it turns out our parents or our grandparents were related, which means that we are indirectly or kind of directly related, and so I'm in an incestuous relationship.
Yeah, or my family history is like, oh, back in the day we were all slave owners on a plantation, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to think about that part of my family history.
You want to learn good things. You don't want to find out about bad things.
Exactly.
And that's the gamble that was the 23andMe. So I want to hear the stories, the things you learned about that you were not expecting to find out. 800-520-1067. What was the biggest 23andMe mystery? That it all started by you just swabbing your mouth and sending it in the mail. We'll give away some tickets right now to see Ricky Gervais, the Hollywood Bowl, on May 31st for you sharing your stories with us. And go ahead, Taylor, we'll start with you.
Sweet divots.
Sweet divots to you. What did you learn about on 23andMe?
So originally my mom told me my dad died. So I went to do the ancestry to know who I am and my nationality. And my dad popped up on my ancestry.
Wait, how did she say your dad died?
Well, growing up, I already had a stepdad. And so I asked her when I was 23, who's my dad? And she's like, oh, he committed suicide when you were young.
Whoa.
And so I just went with that. And then when I did ancestry, I actually got matched with a whole family with a whole last name that I never even heard of. Reached out to my mom, and I was like, who the heck are these people? And they're like, oh, sorry, Taylor, I got the wrong guy.
So did you ever reach out to the new dad?
Yes. I reached out to new dad. He has 2 daughters. He lives in Vegas. I'm in Anaheim, so we're not that far apart. So it's been awesome. He's alive.
She wasn't trying to make you believe that your dad died. She thought it was a different guy that was your dad. Turns out she was wrong. It was a different guy who got her pregnant.
Yeah. So she was seeing basically two guys when she was younger. Didn't think the other guy was my dad, but that's not how it works with genetics. Because I look like the guy who passed away.
So how do you know that maybe there weren't more than 2 guys?
There could have been. She didn't tell me about this guy who was my dad.
I know. So there could be more.
That's good, Allie. Let's put more thoughts in this poor girl's head.
I have siblings now. I got cousins now. It's awesome.
And they're all in Vegas, so you got Vegas hookups, which is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. I see them twice a year now. It's been awesome.
Adrian, what is the mystery that you learned about by doing the 23andMe test? What's up?
Well, it's not a 23andMe. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's not a 23andMe, but what happened? I have a old coworker, and he and his two siblings went and got tested to see if they were a donor match for a kidney transplant for their older sister. Long story short, they found out that they all had different dads.
That seems to be the biggest story, huh?
Yeah,
I thought my dad was my dad.
Right. It's always the dads for some reason. That's the problem. I mean, Omar, is living proof because not only did his actual biological dad desert him when he was only 2 years old, but then his new dad had a whole secret family.
Mhm.
So it seems like dads are great at keeping secrets.
Now it seems like a horrible Father's Day present.
Yeah.
Here's all your secrets.
Yeah, if you're a dad, you get a 23andMe for Father's Day. You should just flush it down the toilet.
Thank you, daughter of mine. I'll definitely send this spit tube.
Aaron, what is the mystery that you uncovered because of the 23andMe? A stories you won't be able to tell pretty soon now that the company's filed for bankruptcy. What's up?
All right. Well, okay, so I'm white. My husband is black. And through 23andMe, we discovered that we actually have a cousin in common.
So does that make you second cousins?
No, we're not related to each other, but it turns out that this cousin of his, that we always knew was his cousin, was mixed, and she never knew her father, and so she went and did all the 23andMe and Ancestry and stuff, and found her dad. And then a few years later, my husband's son and I all did 23andMe because we thought it would be fun. And so this cousin, like when we were looking at relatives in common between my son and this cousin of my husband's, several of my relatives came up, and we realized that she was actually half Ashkenazi Jew. Like, I'm related to her through her father, and he's related to her through her mother. So it's just...
Would you rather not have known any of this?
Of course. You don't want to find out the guy you're married to. You guys have a cousin in common, because even though technically she's made the argument we're not related, it's close enough.
It was pretty wild, and
having sex with cousins is wild.
Allie knows. Allie slept with her cousin, and also
I didn't need 23andMe to sanction that.
I don't know if you're watching White Lotus these days, but incest is all the rage. It's trending in a big way. So you're a trendsetter, Aaron. Congratulations.
It's trending in a big way.
Incest is back, baby.
2025 is the year of incest, everybody. Get it!
All right, pull that clip. Renee, go ahead. You're on KROQ. What's up?
Hi, guys. I did the 23andMe because I was adopted, and my husband gave it to me. It turns out that I have a half-sister that is 2 months and 1 week younger than me, and a half-brother who's a mayor in BC, a half-brother that committed suicide. But the kicker is, when my biological dad got my mother pregnant, he dumped her, and then she called Homeland Security or whatever it was back then. He ended up marrying a 14-year-old, and that's how my younger sister is to be. He got deported back to Canada, but she's back in the United States now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is
Child
Jerry.
bride.
Jerry. These stories are so wild.
bride stuff.
If you think about this, once again, the idea, if you remember the original commercials, it was all just like, it was like a guy who took the test, and then he realized he was French, and he went out and bought a beret, and he ate a baguette, and he's like, hey, I can finally live my true life.
I know, those commercials are not accurate.
Yeah, you're not seeing the commercial it should have been, which is this woman discovers she's got a 14-year-old mother or something, whatever that story was.
Yes, my father was someone I
Christ.
didn't know and got a 14-year-old girl pregnant.
Oh, man. Allie, every single line here, it's like all... I wonder if anyone learned a good thing. I mean, I guess that first woman we talked to that found out she had relatives in Vegas and her dad's not actually dead, that's, I guess, a good story.
I think the best thing that can come out from it is like, my great-great-grandfather was on the Mayflower.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Stuff like that, like they were a part of history.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of that. Luna, show on a Friday morning. Coachella is here. We'll get you your tickets. Something that happens during Johnny Doesn't Know could potentially be a question or an answer later in the show. Could score you your Coachella tickets. Right now, though, we're going to talk about drugs. We're going to talk about the dangers of drugs. And also the fun stuff with drugs, because Johnny's in here. He's not a drug guy. Johnny, right? You have not occasionally, you did weed one time, smoked weed. You thought your teeth felt like zippers, and you're not into weed, and you've really never tried anything else, right?
Yeah, no.
Not a drug guy. So
No.
I would say, when in doubt, if you have an opportunity to play the game with us now, you should probably say no. Johnny may not know drugs, but these will be terms and drug questions that most people would know. Will Johnny?
Johnny doesn't know.
And I was like, okay.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
I didn't know Vegas was like in Nevada for like a while.
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
Gelato sounds like Jello.
Johnny doesn't know.
It like goes wiggles.
All right, you're more than welcome to play along. You can also join us on the phones at 800-520-1067. You can watch this game as it unfolds live on YouTube right now. It's always fun to watch Johnny think. When he's got his thinking brain on, you are convinced at any moment his head is truly going to explode, and that will probably happen today in Johnny Doesn't Know Drugs. All right, let's get to the first question. All you have to do is predict Willie or Willie not know. Up for grabs. Everyone who gets theirs right. Vanessa, keep track of the names because someone's going to leave here with a pair of tickets to see Tom Segura at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium on November 20th. Here we go. Let's say hi to Vincent in Studio City, California. What's up, Vincent?
Hey, how we doing, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. First question for Johnny in this exciting edition of Johnny Doesn't Know Drugs.
Oh, gosh.
Johnny, could you finish the phrase, just say what, as it pertains to drugs? And more specifically, this was a big educational program to keep kids off of drugs. Will Johnny know how to finish the saying, just say what? Vincent?
Yes.
He can finish it. Just say yes. All right, Johnny. Just say what was a very popular drug campaign to try to keep kids off of drugs.
That's the one with Michael Jordan, and he says, just say no. Stop it. Get some help.
All right. Do you remember, but I will give you the credit on that one, Vincent. You guessed correctly, but do you know which famous person actually coined the phrase, just say no? It's credited to one particular person.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. Wasn't he in the commercial?
Not Michael Jordan. No, it was a First Lady.
Who?
Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan?
Yeah, but that's okay. Hold on, Vincent. You got yours right. Johnny got that. The questions do get slightly harder. Let's say hi to Armando in Upland, listening to KROQ this morning, and Johnny Doesn't Know Drugs. Festival's here. For some people, that means drugs are here. Johnny, if someone wanted an 8-ball of booger sugar, what drug are they actually trying to get? Will Johnny know this, Armando?
I love drugs, man. Let me tell you, I love drugs.
I believe it. I believe it.
One of my all-time personal faves. I think he will know.
All right. I don't know. I like that you're so enthusiastic about drugs in general, Armando. Johnny, he says you will know an 8-ball of booger sugar. What drug are they attempting to get?
I only know this because I used to watch Soul Train, and on YouTube, somebody commented, like, some guy crazily dancing, and he's like, yo, he's off of that white booger sugar right there. And white booger sugar is cocaine.
Hey, Johnny got it. Hold on one second, Armando. Hold on. You got yours right as well. That's very exciting. 2 people have predicted correctly, and the questions will get slightly more difficult now, and Johnny Doesn't Know, as we talk about drugs. James, will Johnny know what DEA stands for? Will Johnny know what DEA stands for? Good morning.
Jay, actually.
Sweet Dippets. Oh, sorry, Jay. Good morning. From Lincoln Heights. Will Johnny know what DEA stands for? Yes or no?
Sorry, one more time?
DEA. Will Johnny know what DEA stands for?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, usually he does not do well with the what things stand for.
I get like one word right.
Yeah, this is tough. I hate when you guys do these ones because it can mean anything, really.
It couldn't mean anything.
It could mean everything.
Everyone has accepted the fact what DEA means.
My mind is like racing with like all these words that start with D and A and E.
All right, well, why don't we start with the word that starts with D? Let's go in order.
Department.
All right, department. Good start. Go ahead.
I take it back. Drugs.
Changing it to drugs.
Yes.
James, you said he will not know. Johnny's gotten one word he believes, drugs. DEA.
Drugs. E is everything.
Drugs, everything.
Environmental.
Drugs. DEE.
What's the abbreviation again?
DEA.
DEA. Drugs Environment Association.
Drugs Environment Association.
Drugs Environmental Association.
Okay.
Environmental.
James, good job. Good job saying he would not know. The DEA, you know, they're responsible for
drugs.
Drug enforcement.
Drug enforcement?
Yeah, they're an agency that is responsible for drug enforcement.
Not association.
Well, what do you think they stand for? DEA stands for?
Drugs. Oh, did you just tell me drugs enforcing Association.
Yep, you nailed it. Okay, great.
Yes,
That's crazy to say this and remind you this, but Johnny is not currently on drugs at all. In fact, he knows
I'm anti-drugs.
very little. He's anti-drugs.
Yeah.
Guy puts those giant X's on his hand with the Sharpies when he goes places, so let him know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's add Donovan in Tustin. Give him a shot at this. Johnny doesn't know drugs. Everyone who gets theirs right could potentially go see Tom Segura telling jokes in Pasadena. Not until November. Johnny, here's your next question. What is one way that you could do LSD? Will Johnny know this, yes or no? Donovan.
Ooh, I'm going to go with no.
All right. Johnny, what is one way you could do LSD?
I saw Steve Jobs put the little thingy on his tongue. He put the little square on his tongue, and it dissolved.
All right. You know what, Johnny? I'm going to give you the point on that. Good job.
Are there multiple ways to do that, though?
Oh, yeah. You can do it a lot of ways. Jimi Hendrix used to put it beneath his headband, and he would sweat into it while he was in the middle of playing live shows.
See, how do you figure that out? What were they doing?
Drug people are some of the smartest people on the planet. Steve Jobs, probably the reason we even have any of the cool stuff we have from Apple now is because that guy was...
What do you mean? He got the idea for the iPhone high on LSD.
Right. That's my point. That's
He
most of the
did
cool
it because
stuff
he
we
had
have.
mommy issues. He had family issues.
Who cares what the reason is? I'm just saying, drug people are not necessarily all bad people. A lot of people have predicted correctly. Let's give Craig a shot in Garden Grove, and then we will give away these tickets. Let's see. Which one of these will Johnny be less likely to get right? Johnny, hey, what's up? Good morning, Craig. How are you?
Good.
What drug is 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times more potent than morphine? And hold on, Johnny's waving his hands around in the air.
You're giving some scientific thing now. What is this?
Well, it's not scientific. It's a big deal. It's probably I would imagine one of the biggest drug stories of the past, 5 years. Craig, will Johnny know this, yes or no? He said I'm giving some sort of a mathematical formula. No. All right, Johnny, this drug, 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times more potent than morphine. And Johnny is attempting to count with his fingers now.
And cocaine? Is cocaine in that? Is it powerful than cocaine?
I didn't say that. I didn't even include that.
So it could be cocaine.
Could be. You want to go back to that?
There's so we already talked about it. So it's probably not going to be.
I'm not saying if it is or isn't. This is where you get to shine. This is your big segment, Johnny.
So what's the question? What's the biggest drug?
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. You said what's the bigger drug? Or what's...
You know, there was a time when Johnny could never make it to the KROQ studios because he didn't have a car. And it was a couple of days. We said, we don't know if we'll ever see Johnny again. We may never get to do Johnny Doesn't Know ever again. And we got scared. And thankfully, the fine people at Star Ford were so good that they were able to give Johnny a car that he's riding around in now. He's here every day. Super reliable. He doesn't have to worry about his car breaking down on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. And when moments like this happen, I can't tell if I'm appreciative of the fine people over there at Star Ford or if I'm angry that they gave you a car so that now you're here to look at me and try to figure out this problem.
We're very appreciative.
I know you are very appreciative. I don't know if we are yet.
Yes.
But thank you, Star Force. Seriously, because when Johnny wasn't here, we'd have to play this game with an empty chair, and I still feel like the empty chair would do better than Johnny. Johnny, here's the question one final time.
Okay, yes, please.
50 times stronger than heroin. 100 times more potent than morphine.
Oh, fent? Is that what you mean? Fentanyl?
Is that your guess?
That's the big one everybody's talking about,
right?
You
said you wouldn't know, and you got it right, Johnny. It's apparently Johnny does know drugs.
It's fentanyl, right?
I'm shocked. You did well.
Dude.
Armando, Vincent, James, they all got theirs right. Someone else got theirs right as well. Randomly selecting here, we go to line 2. And who's this?
It's Armando.
Armando, congratulations. You're going to go see Tom Segura.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your love of drugs and your love of this show. That's been Postmaster Johnny on KROQ. are, Klein Alley Show. The world of sex robots is finally here. We've been waiting for it our entire lives. All I used to care about was flying cars. Oh, eventually we'll get flying cars. And then I lost interest in flying cars because I realized it's just never going to happen. But sex robots, something I never thought would be a thing. And now Tinder is making it even more possible by seeing how good you are at spitting game. Humans do not interact with humans anymore. Very rarely do you meet someone in real life and you go, wow, we were flirting. It was a connection, chemistry. Now we should start dating. But they have this thing called the game to see how good you are at spitting game. And they give you different scenarios with different versions of AI. And this is what happened when Allie was spitting game with her AI bot.
Keep me posted. Maybe I'll swing by one time.
All right, well, you sound like a dyke, so I'm sure we'll enjoy ourselves. I'll scissor your timbers.
I'm here to keep our chat respectful and friendly.
So that was a big shutdown right there. She attempted to take it to the next level, and there was no flirting. This was a little tease of the date I had. I met a woman, and I think the scenario was I met her at a random restaurant in North Carolina because they don't tell you, you don't know what it's going to be. They just hit you with a scenario. You're going to meet her. She's 35. She's blonde, and you're at a restaurant in North Carolina, and this is how our date ended.
What's one treat you always enjoy?
Butt stuff.
Butterscotch? You say? That's a sweet choice.
So clearly that was a win for me. Very excited. And Jake the nerd got an opportunity. Keep in mind, Vanessa went as well. And Vanessa also didn't really get a date, I feel like, at the end. I don't know what happened. But Vanessa, you think your date went well, but also you feel like the system was flawed against you because he never really asked you out at the end, right?
He didn't even ask me out. I asked him questions, and that's just how guys act. Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
Oh, she's so bitter.
I'm not bitter.
Yeah, but this was, you are a little bit though, because you felt like you were a good flirty date, and you actually are single, so you go through this you got more practice than anyone because you're always out there flirting.
I mean, in the real world, no, I'm not always out there flirting, not at all.
Well, but let's be honest, we listened to some of this audio, and you at least had.
That's why it's bad flirting.
You think you did a bad job?
Yeah, I'm actually not good at flirting whatsoever.
All right. Well, I think Jake was the next guy up to give it a shot. And Jake, you don't think yours went well, or it did go well?
It went fine.
Oh boy,
It went fine.
Should we
well, I would love to hear it, but Vanessa tells me it's in today's podcast folder, and I cannot see it in there.
All right, look again.
Oh boy, it's impossible for us to even get a show together. I mean, we're trying so hard to make it happen. And the audio, Jake went on this date with, and apparently, I didn't realize this, but I guess he doesn't have Tinder on his phone, Jake, so he had to use Vanessa's phone. And because Vanessa is on Tinder.
Because of this game.
Don't defend it. You were on Tinder before this game.
No, I wasn't.
But because Vanessa is identified as a straight female, the only options that Jake had for his date were other guys.
Nice.
So this is not, if you remember when we took Jake to Love Island, he also only had a conversation with other guys.
Oh, yeah, with Vance. That's how we met Vance.
Right. And Vance, I don't think you're going to ever do better than Vance. I mean, Jake, let's be honest. Vance was the love of your life.
I mean, he was written for me, so it makes sense that we connected.
I mean, yeah, we put in all the information about Jake and said create a soulmate, and this was Vance.
Hi, my name is Vance. I love Magic the Gathering tool and guys until they can't walk straight. I also like nature.
All of Jake's favorite things, -1. So the idea that Jake was back at it again now, potentially back at it again with a new love interest.
All right, hold on.
We're going to listen to this in a second. This is the first time any of us have ever heard it. Jake is being very tight-lipped about how it went. But I just want to point out, and he wants everyone to know, he didn't choose to do this with another guy. This was because he had to use Vanessa's phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not a perv. I don't have Tinder on my phone.
Right. But you are fully single again right now, right?
I am, yeah.
So fully single.
And when Vanessa uploaded Tinder, I got to say there were some, very attractive ladies on there.
Well, of course they always give you out of the gate some really good looking ones. You can't actually find them when you start paying for the app, but when they're trying to get you to spend some money, you're going to
you got to pay for Tinder?
I think so. Here's Jake.
I don't got Tinder money.
This is Jake attempting to now flirt with. This is all through the new game called the game to to see if he's any good at actually flirting. And what was the situation they gave you? Did they tell you what it was?
Yeah, it was like a laundromat in New Mexico. The guy named, I forget, Grayson or something. Like, I accidentally grabbed his bag, or I don't know.
All right, here we go.
At the laundromat in Las Cruces, you accidentally grab a laundry bag that doesn't belong to you. Grayson, a pharmacist, with a calm demeanor, approaches you with a raised eyebrow and a gentle smile.
Let's see how Jake's flirting is now at the game.
Hey there. Looks like you've got the wrong bag. I'm Grayson. Can't let you walk off with my laundry, can I? What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, crazy. I'm glad you caught me.
I could listen to Jake flirt with male bots all day.
I'm glad we sorted that out. So what brings you to the laundromat? Just doing your laundry, or is it a whole wash and fold adventure?
That's a great guess. You're absolutely right.
Well, I'm always up for some good conversation while waiting for the laundry to finish.
Hasn't started yet. When does the good conversation begin? So,
I don't know.
You don't sound so happy, Jake. The other guy is so jovial, and you're just like kind of
Yeah, he's really putting it in there. A little laundry mix-up. It's such a meet cute.
I
Right?
try to hit on him.
Oh, let's hear.
What's something interesting about you? I'm curious to know what keeps you entertained while you do your chores.
Watching you.
Oh, that's quite the compliment. It's not every day my laundry turns into a show. So what do you usually do for fun around here besides catching a good laundromat moment?
I like to go down the street and catch a drink. You want to go get one?
A drink sounds nice, but, I've got this laundry waiting for me. Maybe another time.
Oh.
It's such a sad attempt. I mean, to get rejected, Jake's forced to flirt with this guy. He doesn't even want to, and then the guy shoots him down. And Jake really is excited about the drink. I feel like had he said yes, you would have done it too.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, I don't know why he would say no. I mean, he's obviously flirting with me. I'm asking him out for a drink. It's right down the road. Let's go have a drink.
The funniest part about this is going to mess up. I feel like this is going to mess up Vanessa's whole algorithm now on her, because he used her Tinder, so it's going to be all screwed up.
What's your favorite spot for a good drink in town?
There's a dive bar right down the street.
Sounds like a laid-back place. Those hole-in-the-wall spots.
Oh boy, he's already talking about hole in the wall. You know that trick. Yeah, Jake, I think you're going to get him, dude, right to the glory hole.
Those hole-in-the-wall spots really know how to give you a good time. Maybe I'll check it out someday. Thanks for the tip.
Thanks for the tip.
He wants your tip.
Yeah, he does. Thanks for the shaft. That's what he's thinking.
You're welcome. What are you doing after you get done with laundry?
I'll probably head home and relax. Maybe catch up on some reading or watch a bit of TV. Not as exciting as a night out, but it's my quiet time. What about you?
He's really rejecting Jake in so many different ways. I have zero.
I don't even know why this is a thing. You can never pick up on the AI.
I have zero plans. This is what the guy's literally saying. I have zero plans, and I'm still going to stick with my zero plans.
If this was a person, he would have come out.
Would have come out with you to drink?
Totally, if this was a real person.
Then maybe not.
I was hoping I could come over to your house.
I appreciate the thought, but I usually keep my evenings pretty low-key.
Damn.
It's so sad.
Thanks for understanding.
Well, I'm very chill if you want to chill.
That's kind of you to say. I'm all about keeping things relaxed and enjoying the simple moments. Maybe we'll bump into each other again sometime. Keep enjoying your day.
All right, Grayson.
All right.
And the gayest music starts playing.
Yeah, I know. So, text line pointing out, it's funny that the show just got 10 times gayer when now he's not there. That's really unbelievable. All right, well, Jake, congratulations. So that means 0 for 4. All of us failed. We still have Postmaster Johnny's flirt, which apparently was a success, but we don't have time to get into that.
This thing is rigged.
We will take a quick break. We'll be back when we return your ADD news, and we'll get into a brand new hour of the show as we get closer and closer to your Coachella tickets and so much more this morning here at KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Need
Allie has been taking heat for a while because her wife is very friendly and social. And there have been quite a few things that have come up on this radio show over the years that some of them that I witnessed, like the time we went to Beach Life Festival and she was hitting on that bartender.
Got her number,
and then ended up watching Alanis with her on her shoulders or something.
I believe it was Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow, whatever. One of the
Allie,
most.
why do you say that like you're proud of your wife? Got her number.
She is proud of her.
Because my wife loves me, and she is a very unique person that people want to talk to and want to know. And I'm proud of that about my wife. Yes, there are times where if she's just drinking with my friend and they happen to be topless, I have questions. But overall, I think she is an incredibly loyal, special person, and that's why people flock to her. That's why she's the Riz Master, as Johnny would call her.
Right, but there's also
you know, a lot of those people, like, I don't know who that yoga guy is who had that brothel of women. I forget his name, but... Bikram, yeah. That guy, had the same quality. Everybody wanted to get to know him, and look how that dude turned out.
And that's kind of what my wife is doing. She does Bikram yoga.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
she practices his...
new Bikram.
And she stays late with the yoga teacher. And
she
they
does
do
private lessons,
privates.
Yes, and she has
private lessons and private parts they do.
Well, also the owner was kind of massaging her with THC oil one day, which was not a part of what she paid for whatsoever. And none of that's ever happened to me. But what happened the other day is my wife works from home. She's a therapist. I went into...
And she uses that voodoo on you, so whenever you confront her with one of these things, and there's a lot of things we just brought up.
This is triggering for you and you're projecting. What's really going on?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just go make dinner.
She does some weird Yoda stuff, and next thing you know, Allie's like apologizing and cooking. It's like crazy. I don't know how she does it, but I got to start getting into this therapy thing on the other side, because you learned some weird hypnotism or something.
So I went into the room to grab something, and I noticed her computer is set up where she works, and sitting to the side of her computer is her wedding ring. Both the wedding ring and the wedding band. And I'm going, wow, she just finished with a client. She obviously took the wedding ring off for the session for some reason. Why would she have her wedding ring off? Wouldn't you ask questions if your wife took her wedding ring off at all? I know some people take it off if they have construction jobs or whatever. Maybe there's some reason why they don't have it at work or whatever. My wife is not one of those people. She's literally sitting in a chair. Why would she be taking off her wedding ring for any reason?
Well,
I would not even notice if
really?
my wife wasn't wearing it. Yeah, I would not
guys
notice.
don't notice.
I feel the same about wedding rings that I do about manicures. Never noticed one ever. They get done all the time. I wouldn't notice if my wife came home missing all of her fingers. Wouldn't notice. Wouldn't notice.
As long as her mouth worked.
And she says, and she'll say to me things like, "Did you notice I got
fingers?
I got a manicure today," and I'll say, "Nope, didn't even know you had hands."
So would it bother you though if you did notice?
I
It
don't
would
actually
definitely
know.
bother you.
I don't even really know if she wears the wedding ring or not wear the. I think it's all about if it goes with the outfit or something.
What?
Yeah, I don't think. Sometimes I think she has other rings on that aren't mine. Maybe she's married to other people. I don't know about.
Bother you that then she's walking around and people don't know she's married?
Listen, I know. I don't. First of all, I don't think wearing a wedding ring or not wearing a wedding ring matters at all anymore, because I think that sometimes people wear fake ones so they think they'll get hit on less, and I just don't think people care. I don't think anyone respects the ring regardless.
No, I think they do. I think you're wrong.
I agree.
You think people now?
Oh, yeah, dude. I've been in situations where I've been in, talking or whatever, and then they notice the ring, and then they back off.
Yeah, women notice. Guys don't notice.
Yeah, I don't think
guys don't care.
Maybe that's what it is. Guys don't care.
Girls care.
Right. They say, like, hey, is that wedding ring real? And then...
So I decided to ask her about it because you guys are always in my head now about this stuff. And I just wanted to know what you think about her response, because she gave a few different reasons of why she didn't have it on.
Okay, this is what Allie's wife said.
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern.
Okay, well, she sounds like it's been a long road, huh?
This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power.
Okay, that's President Biden. Excuse me.
Thank you so
well
much.
Said. Hold on, I got to find this clip. What's this clip called from your wife? I'm trying to find it here.
Here I can.
Is it? Oh, it's cheating wife. Here we go.
No, it's called
cheating bitch.
I've got it. Right.
Allie's gonna listen. This is Allie confronting her wife here.
I wanted to ask you because I noticed something yesterday. I wanted to ask you because I noticed something the other day.
What is all that noise? What are you wearing? Corduroys? You eating something?
I don't know. We're in the kitchen. There's a lot going on.
Is that Vanessa eating another piece of meat?
As soon as I get home, I put a lot of things in my
Sounds
mouth.
very loud. Yeah, go ahead. You want to ask her
I
something?
walked into the guest room after you were finished with a client, and I noticed that your wedding ring was off and it was on the table.
What the hell?
She just-
Wait.
she just
She just literally just laughed in your face. What the?
What a great, I mean, I'll tell
Come
you.
on.
Well,
Got me.
Get back to chopping.
I noticed you were having sex with another person in front of me.
All right.
She didn't really validate. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Validate?
She's about to respond.
Well, her
Not
first response
validate,
was
but-
cackling in your face.
That was play that back.
Yeah, I mean, that is wild.
Okay.
You confront her. You. I mean, yeah, it's a fair question. Why take it off?
I walked into the guest room after you were finished with a client, and I noticed that your wedding ring was off and it was on. Oh, go away, you silly bitch. The table.
Yeah, because I was cleaning it. I
While
made
you
sure.
were working?
No, I cleaned it. I don't know when I took it. I was cleaning it during one of Wesley's baths.
Already weird, right?
Story's getting
What? That does not make sense.
Her story is already changed.
cleaning the table. I thought you said.
By the
she's-
way, don't you just let it soak or some BS
She
like that?
said she was cleaning her ring, and that's why she took it off. But I'm like, while you were in a session, you were cleaning it? And then she goes, no, it was at a different time, and I just happened to put it there. And I'm like, what?
I might have taken it off during work and then cleaned it while he was having a bath, and then before the fires.
She's a terrible liar. Terrible liar. Wow, this is crazy.
Okay.
It's bringing up the fires now.
Allie, does this not concern you?
Well, it gets more concerning later.
Happened.
What?
I made sure to put them back on my finger. Both of them were off.
Right, because that would be the first thing that you make sure you put back on.
Put your phone away.
I'm just saying that it was sitting there as if maybe you have a client that,
Oh, no.
that you don't want to know is married, and then you take it off when you
No.
have their sessions. and
No. I think I have done that before, though.
Oh man!
What?
Jesus!
Oh my God!
Wait
no
a
way!
minute. Hold on. So your biggest fear is that she's got certain clients that maybe she doesn't want. She
So
likes
no,
to,
she's married
She
for
likes to
some
play
reason.
single for whatever reason.
For whatever reason. And then she's like, but I have done that.
Yeah.
And
oh.
I'm like, what?
It's a great idea. I thought of it years
This is
ago.
your
This is
opportunity
the
to
Jedi.
walk away.
She's setting it up for the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, I hear it. You're
This is a setup.
You're absolutely right. There's like that weird thing
You
that's.
openly admit to it. You can't be held accountable. But you're telling
What
the
am I
truth.
supposed to do with this?
She's great at this.
She really is great at it, and it is crazy because all of a sudden, I don't even know whose side I'm on anymore now.
Right.
It's genius. That's unbelievable.
Cheating from faraway lands.
I mean,
she has never been caught because she tells
So
people.
first she laughs, then she says, "No,
a
no."
weird cleaning excuse.
Right, I was cleaning something or other, and then it was, "Oh no, but I do that also." Yes.
When you have their sessions. And
No.
Just a reminder, if you're just getting out of a coma, Coachella begins today. We got tickets for you to go to Coachella. You'll have a chance to win those tickets from us in about an hour. It's part of the Klein Alley Showchella quiz. So every answer you need will be stuff that happens on today's show. Just keep listening, taking notes. Yesterday, a woman called us, cried all over the place, won herself some tickets, but she did take notes throughout the entire morning, skipped out on some responsibilities. In fact, a lot of people on the text line letting us know what they're not doing now so that they can listen to the show to try to score the Coachella tickets. And I get people missing school today, skipping school, skipping their job, took a sick day for this. I appreciate the effort. Just got to keep on listening to the show. Hopefully you get a couple laughs in the process and potentially end up with your tickets to Coachella. We'll be live broadcasting from there starting around 3 o'clock with the great Kevin Ryder. All right, let's get into your news now. Then a brand new hour of the show can officially begin. Before we start feasting, also Jake's got to hop on the scale later this morning and see how much weight he's lost since he started taking the weight loss drug. I'm very excited about that. Lots going on this morning, but first this.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
I guess this happens every every year, but Uber released its 2025 Lost and Found Index, listing the most unique items left behind in their cars. Among the most memorable were divorce papers, a Shrek head, breast milk, a live turtle, 10 live lobsters, and a mannequin head with human hair.
I like it when the Uber drivers do the reminder. A lot of times there's no communication at all anymore, but when they do just remind you on the way out, even though you know you should grab your stuff, but sometimes they will say, hey, just you check, make sure you got your phone. I find that to be very helpful because there are times when stuff slides out. I can imagine most of the stuff.
You don't do the pat when you get out?
I do.
Keys, wallet, cell phone pat?
I do the pat, but sometimes they're gone. They've already accepted a new ride and they're off. So they're not
I don't
waiting.
even close the door before I do that.
Well, that's a good move then. But they're sometimes they're not waiting for you to do the full pat. And other times, if it's a mannequin head with human hair or breast milk, you probably put it down next to you. Potentially, you just left an entire bag in there. But I like there's nothing more. There's no better feeling in the world than realizing you left something in the back of an Uber and somehow being able to reconnect with the person and that person being like, yep, I'll bring it to you after I finish this ride. And that's when you got to really give them a nice tip because that is, especially when it's a phone, there's like no better feeling than being reconnected.
Well, how would you get reconnected
phone.
if you lost your phone?
You have to find someone else to try to track them down or you try to log in through your computer. I mean, I don't know. Once again, it's happened before. I know I've done it. I've definitely left my phone in an Uber and was able to find the guy and get my phone back. And it's one of the greatest, it goes from the worst feeling to one of the greatest feelings.
I can imagine.
But it's my quiet time.
Oh, your guy doesn't want to hear any more of these stories, Jake. That's the guy from the laundromat. Okay, I get it, sir.
Great.
He's still rejecting Jake a whole segment later.
Makes you feel good.
Go ahead, Jake.
I thought the whole Menendez brothers thing was done, but there's a new hearing happening this morning. One motion being put forward today will give the brothers a path to get out of prison. Basically, what will be heard today will be the current DA can withdraw a motion made by the previous DA that pushed for resentencing. I would think that's a pretty cut and dry thing, but I'm not a judge or a real lawyer. I'm just a show lawyer.
So the Menendez brothers are once again, it seems like there's a lot of talk for nothing because every week now it feels like there's today could be the day where they find out if they're going to get out, and it always ends up with no, they're not. They're just going back to jail.
I don't see how you can overturn a current DA's suggestion.
Yeah, just because you had a popular Netflix show, I get why there's public interest in this now, but the reality is there's no question. They're not going to get. It's not going to say, well, we looked at some new DNA evidence and they didn't murder their parents. They did absolutely kill their parents. So they're just looking to see if they had a potential.
Yeah, but no, it was the previous DA pushed for resentencing, and this new guy is like, nah, that's out. And so I don't. How can you move forward with that?
I know everyone wants to get a reality show with the Menendez brothers out and about, a dating show and everything else. It's just not going to happen. Those guys are going to be locked up forever. So I don't know why everyone's wasting their time going down there with signs going, free the brothers. It's just not happening. It just seems like a giant waste. I've never been, I know there are people, there must be someone that's listening right now that has gone down to, I don't even know if it was a Menendez thing or a Free Britney thing. I don't know who these people are that have the time to make a sign and go down and stand outside the courthouse.
Yeah, they get really invested, and they're almost they're fanatical about the entire situation.
I've been watching all these OJ docs that are coming out now. The amount of people that were holding up poster boards outside the courthouse there, and that was I get it. At the time, that was pre-viral anything. That was the first viral thing that everyone remembers. But all this modern day stuff, who's got? What do they do for a job where they can just I'm going to take the day off and go stand outside the courthouse with a sign, unless they're plants somehow. Maybe they're.
Well, we could say Pennyhose Greg. They're all like the Pennyhose Gregs of the world, I would imagine.
Do you think that all those people are like a Pantyhose Greg?
I mean, they're a little off. I've never met one of those people that was holding a sign that seemed sane to me. Did you? Have you?
Hold on, we have a guy from the courthouse right now. Go ahead, sir. What's up?
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
All right. Well said. Well said. I'm with you. Final story, Jake.
There's still no update on the cause of the helicopter crash on the Hudson River, but it has been revealed that the pilot radioed to say that he needed fuel before the tragedy. Right now, divers are continuing to recover the remaining pieces of the wreckage.
Fuel?
I mean, if that's the reason that thing just ran out of gas right after they lifted off, that would be just even sadder. If the guy thought, oh, I said I needed fuel, I assume someone put it in, and they just got up there and realized, well, we out of fuel? That's crazy.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know, dude. The Hudson River, that's also where Sully landed the plane, and that was a bird strike situation. So I would think a helicopter propeller could take out a bird pretty easily. I'm always surprised when a bird is powerful enough to mess up an entire airplane's engine. A chopper,
That's a big bird, man.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Thank you for answering that. Biden knows. That guy's got the answers.
Yep.
We get into a brand new hour of the show. We do it just after this one from Lincoln Park. As an Uber driver, this is on the text line. It's annoying when riders leave items behind because it means us having to log off the app and come to your rescue. Please be an effing adult and grab your stuff when you get out. That is according to an Uber driver checking in on the text line. New hour of the show starts next as we get closer and closer to your Coachella tickets on KROQ.
up and big, you K-Rockers. It's Coachella time.
Hell yeah, welcome to K-Rock, and thank God it's Friday. It's Coachella Friday. If you're looking for tickets, we got them for you coming up in less than an hour. All you got to do is pay attention to every stupid thing we say, and occasionally a few smart things, believe it or not. We say those accidentally, but you may get a few smart things as well. Be a part of the Klein Showchella quiz, and just like that, you can end up with tickets to Coachella. We'll be broadcasting live starting at 3 o'clock today with the great Kevin Ryder, who has also returned to K-Rock. And this has been one of those interesting weeks where we have been here doing live shows, but Allie has been on the river taking advantage of her trip of a lifetime, where she decided to bring her own poo bucket and go to the Grand Canyon, where she's whitewater rafting and sleeping in a tent, and it sounded like a truly terrible trip, but some people are into that sort of thing, and this woman's not happy.
Hey guys, we did. So I'm listening to Friday's show, and it sounded like the Ellie parts of the show were pre-recorded. Not cool.
Hey Allie, are the parts with you pre-recorded? Because
no.
That's right. So this woman doesn't know what she's talking about because the reality,
Yes.
yeah, you can be there and also be here. That's the technology we have these days. So sorry, lady. I know you're trying to call us out on shenanigans here, but clearly the alley parts are as live can be.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Allie? And who smells worse than you? Nobody, right?
Yes.
That's right.
You guys aren't a big budget show, so I don't know why you're starting to act like you are. So, anyway, yeah.
She says, we're not a big budget show, so we shouldn't act like a big budget show. And we are well aware that we are a low budget show.
Do it live or don't do it at all. Alrighty.
Thank you for your kind words. We really appreciate that. All right, Al, you can go back into your hole now.
Oh, sorry, my thing froze.
That's okay.
There
you Thank you. See? That's a big budget show for you right there. Let's get into this, and we'll officially get into the hour. We got lots to get into. I cannot wait. And update on the nipple piercing, which was supposed to happen a week ago, and then the lawyers intervened. We'll give you the latest status, but it will be happening, so get ready for that. We'll tell you exactly when and how after this on KROQ. A week ago today was the day I was supposed to get the nipple pierced. I don't know why it was not enough that I had to frost my tips, jump into the freezing cold Big Bear Lake, which is something we called frosted dips and frosted tips. And then for some reason, not exactly sure why it got to this point, but I did declare if we raised a certain amount of money for the Special Olympics, I would also pierce a nipple. I only said that because I didn't think there was any chance.
You said 5,000, and we raised like over 7. I want to say, right?
Yeah, we had closer to 8.
That's for a good cause, man.
Yeah, good cause. I didn't realize our listeners were that generous, and I didn't realize.
And you didn't have to get a face tattoo like the other guy.
The other guy did not get a tattoo on his face. He got a tattoo of a face on his arm. I would have much rather gotten a tattoo of a face on my arm. But regardless, we were going to get the pierced nipple, and we had it all set up. Vanessa, correct me if I'm wrong, but the place that a couple people that do piercings professionally and a few amateurs offered to come in and pierce my nipple, and then we had a whole back and forth with the lawyers and meetings, and they've said there's no way, no how it can happen in the studio for 1,000 reasons. If I go through with it, I will consider that my last day of employment here, right? Is that what pretty much the extent of it is?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I've accepted the fact that, you know what, if I got to go out eventually, I might as well go out with a pierced nipple. But then they said maybe we can come up with a compromise, and then we were going to have a van that was going to pull up downstairs and do it. Then we talked about doing an entire live...
Vans for this show, for sure.
Well, that's what we thought. And then the latest was Vanessa pitched this idea this week because everyone's calling and saying I'm pussing out on this thing.
Don't think we have forgot about the pierced nipple. Pierce that nip.
I'm not...
Pierce that nip.
I know you didn't forget about...
When exactly is it going to happen, Klein? Pierce that nip.
Thank you.
Pierce that nip.
I will be piercing the nip. I don't know why so many people seem to care about it, but Vanessa pitched the idea that if they said we cannot have a piercer in here because it violates the lease we have with the building or whatever, that perhaps we do this show.
We don't know that.
Well, we don't know it, but that's what they're claiming. They're claiming for a few reasons why we can't do it, but that's one of the reasons they're saying that.
Yeah, the building people are all uppity.
Yeah, they're already fighting with the building people to figure out who's responsible for that.
How can we have a piercer, dude? We have bees here.
Well, we have bees on the roof because that's part of saving the environment. So you get to go ahead and claim that the bees are part of helping to save the planet.
This is helping save the planet, too.
And the other thing I want to point out, by the way, is I believe upstairs, somewhere on one of the floors in this building, there's a dentist. And the dentist definitely has needles. So I don't know how this building can claim we're not zoned for needles on this floor, but they're zoned for needles upstairs. Anyway, the solution we brought them, which I thought was a fair solution, is if we're not allowed to bring the piercer in here, then we will take the show and we will go to a live show from the tattoo piercing place. And Vanessa, they shut that down too?
Yeah, they said that how big is the spot? Are we all going to fit there to broadcast the show?
Yeah, Jake's skinny now. We can all fit finally. Well, what are they concerned about that? So who cares if we're not that comfortable? It's a tattoo place. I'm sure it's big enough for us to do a show, but they didn't want to do that one for whatever reason because they said that was going to be a whole problem. So now it's going to have to be just me getting in my car and driving to one of these places and
going to Blind Charlie's house
and letting Blind Charlie pierce my nipple. That's where what we've settled with.
Good.
So
like
and there's going to be no sterilization. There's going to be no health codes. We're just going to have Blind Charlie shish kebab my nip.
Love it.
And everyone's going to be happy, and we can all just put this thing to rest once and for all. We'll probably do it next week when Allie's back, so everyone can enjoy it. And
how long are you going to leave it in? Because you can't just pierce it and then take it out and let it heal. You got to at least give it a...
Dude, the amount of people that have reached out to me and given me the skinny on the nipple piercing, men and women, that have said that if you do keep it in...
Completely painless, right?
No, they said it is said it is so effing painful. They said it's the most... I've talked to some guy that's got over 111 piercings, I think he said, all over his body. He said the nipple was by far the most painful, and he said the other problem with the nipple is that you have to... This is so graphic. As he was saying it, I was gagging. But he said you basically have to constantly twist it because if you let it sit still for especially right after you get it done, the skin just tries to grow around it, and then the thing's embedded. It's not funny.
Right. So you constantly have to get yourself a nurple.
Yeah, pretty much regularly, regular spinnings. Like he said, you got to set an alarm on your phone to remind you to spin it every 15 minutes.
And by the way, you're going to record the reveal to your wife, right?
Yeah, she has no idea this is happening.
Yeah, this is the best thing. Behind the scenes, this is the best part.
It's not the best.
She has no idea thing. Yeah.
The reveal of her when I revealed my hair to her was tragic. So I can only imagine that revealing this is not going to go over. I mean, that did not go well. So this will go much worse than that. She's already said grow up at some point. She's like, when are you going to just grow up?
But
already?
you're a fun guy, dude. This is like right up your alley. You're effing Kevin, dude. Let's not forget.
Man, this guy
The Night Rider.
323 said, I pierced my nipple years ago, took it out afterwards. I've had many complications ever since. Great.
Oh, he can't feed anymore.
All right, so next week will be the countdown to the nip. We'll come back in a second. When we return, we find out if anyone actually knows what a tariff is. Jake the Nerd was in the streets talking to people about tariffs. Everyone's been bitching about tariffs, but will they know what tariffs actually are?
What's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph, can you tell me what a tariff is?
A tariff? An animal. I want to say a mammal?
We'll find out if anyone knows what tariffs are next.
Well, the first weekend of the Coachella Music and Arts Festival kicks off this weekend. Will bring hundreds of thousands of visitors.
Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Green Day, and Post Malone. People are on their way into the Coachella Music Festival.
All right, I want to see everybody jumping up and down. You ready? Welcome to... Starting today at 3 with Kevin Ryder. KROQ broadcasts live from Coachella.
Green Day, Post Malone, Lady Gaga, The Prodigy, In Eat World, Joe, The Beaches, Lola Young,
Just Added, Weezer,
and more.
We're bringing you all the action live and direct from Empire Polo Field with band interviews, hijinks, and more.
Hi, I'm Nicole Alvarez. We're live at Coachella. Broadcasting live backstage at Coachella.
There's always possibility for it to go disastrously.
Driven by Mike Thompson RV. Don't miss a moment. Go RVing.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Coming up in less than an hour. Chance for you to hop on that standby boarding list and go see Justice, not once but twice. Also going to get you to Vegas for When We Were Young, a new date added. But right now, all will be revealed. It's time for your Lie Day Friday.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Why is it lie after lie after lie?
The only thing I know for sure is you're a goddamn liar.
It's a lie. You're a parasite of lies, and I am your worst enemy.
Lie Day Friday, Lie Day Friday.
Imagine just for a moment you get to strap a coworker or a friend to a lie detector machine, and they will be forced to answer every question you've ever had about your relationship or things they've said, and they will be forced to answer. In our studio right now, a man who's been doing this professionally for close to 40 years. John Grogan, also found on Instagram at Lie Detector Guys, has been our go-to lie detector guy every time we've done a Lie Day Friday. This man knows liars. He doesn't even need his machinery because he can literally see if they're lying, but you use it anyway just so that we have how much accuracy, John?
Almost 100%.
Almost 100%. That's why they call him Mr. Personality. He's got the numbers ready to go. He does not get phased. He's been there as relationships have fallen apart, infidelity, cheating, who's the daddy. You've covered it all, haven't you?
Yes.
And on this show, we've a lot of things got revealed. I mean, we learned about all sorts of different lies that were told here, and people actually have lost their jobs over things that we have uncovered. And you don't feel bad about it, right? Because people are choosing to lie. You're just uncovering the lies.
Truth is truth.
Well said. Well said. This guy's electric.
Thank you, John. And John is celebrating 38 years in the lie detecting business.
That's right. I already said that. Katie.
Yeah.
This is Allie's wife on the phone right now. Are you concerned at all that your wife is getting strapped into the lie detector machine as we go?
I wasn't concerned, and then I kept thinking about it more, and now I have a pit in my stomach.
Okay.
But you have a what in your stomach?
A pit?
Oh.
Allie was all excited for a second. So you had a third one, her favorite. Boobykins. Here's what's going to happen, Katie. In a moment, you will have a chance to ask Allie some questions as well. Your own wife, you get to ask her questions that she'll be forced to answer. So do you know which questions you're going to ask? Because I've got a long list here that have been submitted by listeners.
I have a few that I wrote down.
All right. Hold on. We're going to come back to you in a second. Whenever you want to strap Allie in, John, you can get those. I know you got to put a lot of electrodes on her body and whatnot, but I'm just going to go over some of these questions because this is where things are going to get really interesting on the Lie Day Friday. Place our bets. We'll figure out who on the show Allie wishes was fired. We'll figure out who on the show that potentially Allie would most want to have sex with. And then, of course, the whole reason that we put this Lie Day Friday together was a claim that Allie made that she doesn't fart sometimes.
That I had gone more than 1 or 2 days without doing it, even though they say that the average person does it every... Whoa, oh, wow.
Hold on. He's got the cords going all over Allie's body. Katie, before we ask Allie these questions, do you care to chime in on her claim that she sometimes goes 72 hours, no farts?
I don't know if it's that long, but I heard that conversation, and she's being honest. She rarely has gas.
Thank you, honey.
That's interesting.
That's my wife.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
maybe
it's only if she's eating something that doesn't agree with her.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. A lot of information. All right, hold on one second.
Thank you, honey.
We'll be back to you. Allie is currently... John, why don't you just explain to the listeners that are not watching this on YouTube? We're on YouTube right now. You can watch Allie strapped into the lie detector machine. She's got cords all over her body. She looks very uncomfortable. It's on KROQ's YouTube right now, so you can watch this unfold in real time. But, John, what did you just put all over Allie's body?
I applied sensors to her chest, stomach, arm, and hand. We're going to read changes to her blood pressure, moisture activity at the fingers, and her breathing.
Well, she's a lesbian, so there's always moisture activity on the fingers.
Very hot.
All right, John, did you get turned on at all doing that to Allie or no?
Every time I come, I realize she's 10 times cuter in person than in pictures.
John, stop.
You're around enough
Thank
liars. You pick it up over the years.
All right, shut
so
up,
here we
Klein.
go. Whenever you're ready, you have to ask her some baseline questions, and then we get to the real ones, right?
Yes.
Go ahead. Whenever you're ready, John. Allie, you have to answer these yes or no. He's got your...
I don't know why we're doing this. I've not lied about anything.
He's got your heart rate being monitored. He's got your breathing being monitored.
And I'll tell you, it is nerve-wracking just being hooked up to this thing. So
all of a sudden,
you get elevated just sitting in here.
Allie is all strapped in right now. Go ahead, and then we'll have your wife ask a couple of questions at the end. Things she's always wanted to know. John, whenever you need the baseline questions, Allie is strapped in. It's Fly Day Friday on KROQ.
Do you know how to drive a car?
Yes. That's not... You can't do that while we're doing this.
Why?
Klein.
Why can't I make noises?
You can't make noises. You have to just let me do this real.
All right, fine. Ask her the baselines, and when you're ready, when you've got your proper baseline, let me know, and I'll
I feel
go
like
with
that
the
was
real
a
question.
passive-aggressive first question.
Yeah, it was, but that's okay.
Are you on a radio show?
Yes.
All right, it's calibrated.
That's it. Okay. That's pretty scientific right there. Question
Are you on
number
a
one.
funny morning show?
Allie, when you got dressed this morning, did you think you looked good in the outfit that you chose to wear today?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but I knew that I was going casual Friday.
Question.
With it.
That just yes
So
or
I
no?
was cute
Just yes
for
or no?
cat. Yes.
Question 2.
Oh.
Are you ever sexually attracted to men, even though you claim you're a lesbian?
Yes. I've been sexually attracted to men.
Katie, what do you think about that?
I knew the answer would be yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Especially when two of them are going at it. Right, honey?
Oh, my God. Yeah, honey.
Right, John? Right, John? Yep.
True, what he says.
John just said true. Question 3. Who on the show are you the most sexually attracted to?
That's not a yes or no question.
I was hoping I could sneak one in.
No.
You won't answer that?
No, I'm not going to answer that. It's not a yes or no question.
Have you ever
That's
been?
okay?
Yeah, he'll admit it.
What?
He's
He'll admit it?
He's the lie detector guy.
All right, as long as John answers with me. I would say Vanessa, of course.
Okay.
Question 4. Were you happy when your cat died?
No. No, no, no. Shut up, you.
Okay.
Okay.
He made a note. He wrote down something, which makes me think that's a lie.
All right.
Let me ask it again to make sure it's clear. Were you happy at all when your cat died?
No. No, no, no.
It's okay if you were relieved.
Okay. It's okay if I was relieved. All right, what she said.
That's not the question.
All right.
Do you fart every day?
No. Not every day. Most days at some point.
That's very different than what you said, but by the way.
I have gone multiple days.
Do you fart more than you claim you fart?
No.
Okay.
Very sad that John has to hear all this.
Question 7. Do you intentionally bring smelly foods to work just to annoy your coworkers?
Yes.
I knew it. You bitch. You're such a bitch.
I have before.
Question
But I
eight.
also have not brought in smelly foods on purpose because I know that you will be upset about it.
Allie is currently on the lie detector machine here at KROQ. If you want to watch what's happening, it's happening in real time on YouTube. Go to KROQ's YouTube and you can enjoy all the fun of her sitting there strapped in, answering these questions, squirming. Her wife is on the phone. We'll ask the last two questions. Allie, you claim you wear makeup. That's a lie, right?
No.
All right.
These are ridiculous questions. These are just facts.
Question 9. How many sex toys do you have?
In use or out of use?
In total.
Gosh. 2? 2.
Okay.
213 said, "Kid John, please calm his energy down. It's too overwhelming for me."
Yeah, John, take it down a notch, please. People are trying to focus on their jobs. There's a lot of tariff talk going on in the world, and we're not a political show. Don't get political. Oftentimes, it's happening everywhere else. You don't need it here from KROQ, but tariffs are the topic of conversation for the week. And we were reading an article that said half of people don't even know what tariffs are, but for whatever reason, everyone's upset because, we get upset when all of a sudden something that we think used to cost us $10 is now going to cost us maybe $15 as a result of tariffs being raised on the import, and it's creating a lot of controversy and a lot of problems. So we decided it would be a perfect opportunity for Jake to hit the streets with some street science.
You are now about to witness the strength of street science.
Went to people at bars in Burbank and around that area to find out if anyone actually knew what a tariff was, so we can try to prove science right and or wrong. And this is the reactions we got from people as it pertained to tariffs, and if anyone was able to articulately explain what a tariff is. They claim, it's only 45% of Americans even know what a tariff is, even less than half. So here we go. This is Jake talking to people about tariffs.
What's your name?
It's a really hard name. It's Najwa.
Najwa.
Yes.
From where?
Burbank, California. Woo!
Can you tell me what a tariff is?
Damn, man.
So not a great start out of the gate. Already people are talking about it. It's all over the place. You cannot escape it in the news cycle, but this is nausea.
Everything's going to be okay. It's going to be messed up for a while, but Trump's going to get it done. That's all I have to say.
Can you tell me what a tariff is?
She's excited. She's got confidence. Things are messed up for a while, but once again, that's not the question. We don't really care how you feel. We just want to know if you can tell us what a tariff is.
Damn, I've already had a couple of drinks. It's just about dealing with, hold on, I've seen that show before.
Is she trying to drive away from you, Jake, while you talk to her? Is that her car starting up?
I want to be surprised.
Yeah, it sounds like she's attempting to, in the middle of it. I don't even know what show she's talking about, but we're just trying to find the
I think she might be talking about the news.
Oh, the news. I've seen that show before. That show that's on every night at 4 and 6.
It's about dealing, hold on, I've seen that show before. It's about dealing with money, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's a good description of what a tariff is. Dealing with money or whatever it is. 0 for 1. So I would think if 45% of Americans know what a tariff is, that means of the 5 people Jake chatted with, at least 2, potentially even 2.5 people would get this right. Here's person number 2. This is the second person Jake talked to.
What's your name?
Sigourney.
Can you tell me what a tariff is?
It's great. What kind of language can I use? It's bullshit.
But what's the definition of a tariff?
God. Sorry, I don't have that off the top of my head.
So it's BS. That much she knows. She doesn't like it, but she doesn't know what it is. So that's 0 for 2. That is also not a great start. And I believe that Jake did talk to 5 Americans. So I don't know if other countries know more than we do, but here we go. We go to person number 3 now. Will they know what a tariff is?
What's your name?
My name is Brian.
Brian from where?
I'm from Burbank.
Brian, can you tell me what a tariff is?
A tariff? Honestly, I don't know. I knew this is what it was going to be about. Honestly, don't.
He knew that? Like when Jake walked up with a microphone, he's like, I bet you this is about tariffs. So many people ask.
Of course, you would think that.
Tariff guy.
So this guy looks like a tariff guy right here.
I knew this is what it was going to be about. Honestly, don't know because I haven't done my research. I would, if I knew, I would.
What a great answer. For whenever someone says anything to me that I don't know, I'm just going to say, I haven't done my research, but if I knew, I would answer. So what a great way of just saying I have no effing idea.
I could give you an educated guess proper answer, but I think it's like you're charging. I'm also been drinking, so I think you're like, I just stay out of here. I drink, beer. I smoke weed. I stay out of it. I love your dog. It's cute.
That's another incorrect answer. That's we're 0 for 3 now. Don't worry, there's 2 people left, and I think one of them's got to get it to save America.
What's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph, can you tell me what a tariff is?
A tariff? An animal. I want to say a mammal?
Are you sure you're not thinking about a ferret?
No, ferret. No. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I must not know. I went the wrong way with it. Sorry.
That is also, unfortunately, incorrect, but the closest so far. And he said it was a mammal. So now we go to one final person. This is Jake doing some street science to figure out if it's true. And we see an article that says 45% of Americans don't even know what a tariff is. 45% of Americans, only 45% know what a tariff is. The other 55 do not know. And here we go.
All right, what's your name?
Chris.
Chris from where?
Glendale.
Chris, can you tell me what a tariff is?
A tariff? That's like an extra fee that you charge for somebody to bring something in to the country, and it can be high or low or reasonable.
There you go. I got one. So our research here shows that 1 out of 5 know what a tariff is, but that's all we did. I still think the guy that said a mammal should win for best possible answer. But a lot of people just blame their love of alcohol and weed as to why they could not come up with it. That has been Street Science on KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Your Coachella tickets less than 30 minutes away. Good morning. morning. Hope you're ready for the weekend.
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Yeah, I hear you. Loud and clear. I thought that was going to be the greatest thing we heard on the show today until Omar had trouble with a word. And as you know, Omar is a recovering stutterer. I did not know this when I met Omar. He had a legitimate, full-on stuttering problem that affected him for most of his life.
Not most of my life, just, the elementary school days.
And then you got through it. And occasionally you'll have moments where you trip up again and you relapse into your stuttering ways. And this is one of the greatest examples of that.
That they feel that they feel that
which is why we like to end the show with that every day. Today may have been your best stutter ever. It just happened earlier this morning. We have the audio. Oh, you're not going to be happy about this. This happened live on KROQ, I don't know, an hour or so ago. Omar was attempting to talk about something. 6:58. You probably weren't up unless you've been listening to the entire show. But I think it's worth a re-listen. This is Omar doing what he does best. Enjoy this.
What is happening? I try to watch it and rewound it. What? I call shenanigans on that.
No, we added
that
much. we added to that one. This was the original one. And this is the unedited version of it. Still almost as good.
What is happening? I try to watch it and rewound it. What?
That's the best right there because you.
So is it rewind or rewound? What is it?
It's funny because in the
I'm
middle,
still confused.
In the middle, you kind of do a remix of yourself. You like. You kind of do a remix.
What is happening? I try to watch it and rewound it. What?
That's the best. You get yourself confused.
What?
What? Can't wait. It's great. The audio sniper that uses every stupid thing we say against us constantly.
Yeah.
And now we have some dirt on him finally.
God damn it.
It was that. Between that and the impression you did of the sea lion, I think we're cooking this month.
You are.
We will, had to pull over laughing so hard at Omar. Boy, they're going to use and abuse that. That is so true. KROQ. Finally, show. Take a quick break. We're back in a second to give you your ADD news. Then we will get into your Coachella tickets, the Klein Showchella quiz, everything we've done on today's show, including Omar's great stutter, could be answers to questions you'll have to answer if you want to go to Coachella. We're doubling up your tickets, not one, but two pairs to give you when we get back from this quick break. That is after this on KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
KROQ. Now that's what I call hits. Yeah. Comes a new collection of timeless classics. Performed by tone deaf idiots.
Clear me, test cup. I fill you up.
Now that's what I call the absolute is versions of all your favorite songs.
Yes, I'm from New York. I got 100 brothers. Yes, I'm from New York.
From modern hits like Pink Pony Club.
God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl, and you dance at the club, oh mama.
To classics like Queen.
I see a little stiletto of a man, Sharakushmushi, Sakaramushi. Will you do that fandango? Thunderbolt and Lively, very, very frightened me. Galileo, 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 Galileo.
Now that's what I call Volume 1 is jam-packed with unlistenable versions of some of your most listened to songs.
Cut up Maria, show me some of that Spanish dancing. Pass me a bottle, Mr. Jones.
Critics are calling this collection horrific and a musical abortion.
Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.
Get your very own copy of Now That's What I Call by calling 1-800-520-1067. Act now and get a bonus version of this song from the Cranberries, we think. Operators are standing by.
This is how you remind me of what I really am. Boom.
Now That's What I Call
Need inspiration? Shop Ralph's for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Ralph's, you always get big flavors and big savings. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, Farmer John fully cooked bone-in full half ham is $1.69 a pound with your card. An additional $25 purchase. Limit 1. Ralph's. Fresh for everyone.
At Magic Mountain, we're serious about our guests having a seriously fun year of fun. So we're sharing our lowest price of the year. Seriously. Buy a 2025 Silver Pass for only $79 and get unlimited fun all year long. Unlimited upside-down loops, unlimited ice cream cone licks, unlimited super spinny swings, and now unlimited free parking. Told you we were serious. Get your 2025 Silver Pass at sixflags.com. Taxes may apply. Online only. Blockout dates apply.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Are you a small business owner who needs immediate cash flow?
Do you regret the name you gave your son?
No.
Because he was going to be Dom. Everyone loved it. Then you switched it to
Are these just
Wesley.
things that you want to tell me?
No. These are questions. that
You
people
should
have.
regret your name. You don't look like you're wearing makeup. These are just insults in the forms of questions.
First of all, the makeup question was from the text line. I didn't even write
Yeah,
that one.
right.
Question 11. Do you think that you're a better mom than Katie?
No.
Okay. Katie, what do you think of that question?
I think the answer should probably be sometimes. Is that allowed?
No, it's got to be yes or no. But
Yeah, it's not sometimes. I think she's lying.
We're different.
Question 12.
All right.
There's only two more. Then Katie gets to go. If you could fire anyone on the show, who would it be?
It's not a yes or no.
Thank you, honey. Veto.
John, will you accept it?
If it's a single word, it's fine.
What? Beer mug.
He's already gone. That's from the last lie detector where we found that he made up his
myself.
All right. I'll accept that. Final question we have for you, then your wife gets two. We joke about you being gross on the show, but are you gross? Do you think you're gross?
Klein, these are not questions.
These are questions
that you want the answer to. These are just you wanting me to look bad.
These are questions that came through from many listeners.
Do I think I'm gross? Is that the question?
Yes.
Well, yes, obviously I do, because you've all made me feel disgusting.
Great. That is correct.
Great.
All right, Katie, you get 2 questions now, and then we will play a song and get the results from the lie detector test. What are your what questions do you have? This is it. Allie, take a deep breath.
Is this over?
No, your wife is going to ask you 2 questions that will potentially change your relationship forever. Go ahead, Katie.
I mean, honey, calm down. These are like low risk because I don't want to know the truth about so many things. Okay, this is relevant to recently. Do you actually think you do more around the house than I do?
Oh, my God. I swear to God, this is just...
One-word answers, Allie. You heard the question.
Yes.
Okay. And do you want to have sex with one or more of our friends?
Wow, great question. Okay. It's so good.
One or more? No.
What about the yoga teacher?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right. We'll come back with the results. Katie, thank you. Hang around. When we get back, we'll find out what Allie lied about. John, before we get to it, were there any lies that you were able to determine in those answers?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Okay, great. We'll come back and find out what she told the truth about, what she lied about. Multiple lies?
Oh, man.
John, multiple lies or just a few?
Multiple.
Okay, great. That'll be next on KROQ. Show on KROQ, and perhaps you're just joining us. Well, then you're going to need some help. Check out the socials, Klein Alley Show on Instagram, or perhaps check out what's happening on YouTube right now as we are streaming live. Maybe you'll get answers to questions that will be coming up in a few moments for the Klein Alley Showchella quiz. The prize, tickets for you to go to Coachella, which, in case you're wondering, kicks off later today. We'll be broadcasting live from the desert starting at 3 o'clock with the great Kevin Ryder back on KROQ. And we'll give you a chance to win some tickets to go to Coachella. You will double up your chances to win next hour. So 2 different people will win a pair each, 3-day Coachella fun. And that will all start in the next 10 minutes, give or take, right here on KROQ. going to come in here and do the news? Where's Johnny? Postmaster Johnny. He's going to get the shock collar strapped to his neck in just a little bit for the return of the high voltage food review. But there's stuff going on in the world that Johnny is going to share with you, I believe, in a moment for the ADD news. You want to go do it from that room? You can do it from this room. I know there's a lot of stuff happening.
1 second. He was on the phone.
I know. Very busy show today. I get it. And everyone wants their Coachella tickets and want to know what's going on. And we got food coming by, some of the Coachella preview food that'll be there. And how Kev eats, big-time food reviewer. He's going to stop by as well. And one of us, I think Johnny's turn to wear the high-voltage shock collar, which is great. Let's get into what's going on in the world. There's stuff happening you should probably know about, so we'll do your ADD news. And then we can officially let the fun begin for the Klein Alley Showchella quiz and listen to everything Johnny says, because even though it may sound stupid, it could be the answer to a question that you'll have to answer in a few moments here on KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, Johnny boy, whenever you're ready.
All right, here we go. Santa Monica will not host the beach volleyball for the 2028 Olympics. While beach volleyball began in Hawaii around 1915, a lot of people credit Santa Monica in the mid-20s for the creation of the current beach volleyball competition outline.
Wait, where the hell are they going to do it then? Because if they, obviously the Olympics are coming here to Los Angeles, so who's fighting against, is it like Long Beach is fighting against Santa Monica, is fighting against Hermosa Beach, fighting against Malibu?
I say we should just do it in Hawaii.
Okay, volleyball.
Great.
Exactly.
That's a great answer. Great solution to the problem. Vanessa always comes up with great solutions. I know that they already said one of the events is not happening even in California. They're moving.
They're looking at Huntington Beach right now.
Oh, Huntington Beach is the next one up.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, I don't think there's no way.
It's a better beach for sure.
There's no way.
Santa Monica's a big sewer.
Yeah, well,
that's true.
You do have that bubblegum shrimp there, though, so they got that going for them. But I would.
Ferris wheel.
And if you remember when they shot that, remember that whole when during the last Olympics when they did the whole video of LA is getting the Olympics and they pretended,
and it was all fake, right?
Yeah, it was all that crowd that they bust in, and they had the Chili Peppers and Eilish on the beach,
and they had like fake palm trees on the beach.
But
and Vanessa swore it was the real Long Beach, and it clearly wasn't.
Right. I've been to Long Beach a million times. There's no way that
never
was Long
looked,
Beach.
and the water never looked that blue.
That had to have been
it was totally CGI.
They probably shot that at some soundstage at Universal Studios or something.
Yeah.
But regardless, the beach volleyball is going to happen in Southern California. They're not moving that. I forget what. That's right. They're moving the kayaking, right? Because we don't have a good river here. They don't want to use the LA River. So as a result,
they're gonna move it to like North Dakota or
right. That's the one thing. So I could see that. It's a very LA move. Is that we get the Olympics in LA, but we ship off all the events to better looking locations.
Yeah.
Just like the movie industry here. They're going to move it all to Atlanta and Canada and Vegas. All right, whatever.
It's going to have that, like, Thanks Georgia filming thing at the end.
Right. You can have that giant peach at the end of the Olympics. Thanks, Georgia, for letting us film the Olympics in Georgia. All right, Johnny, what else?
Here we go. Shake Shack's bringing the Dubai chocolate pistachio shake to select LA location. So basically what it is features toasted kataifi, which is shredded phyllo. I have no idea what any of this is.
You're saying all that right, 100%.
Phyllo. Not a clue. Basically, all I see right now is it's a crackable dark chocolate shell, real pistachio frozen custard, and a topping of chopped pistachios and crunchy kataifi pieces.
You know what? I've seen these things popping up all over the place now, where I guess that's the newest craze is this Dubai chocolate, and I see these stands popping up. You know, for a while it was all smash burger. Well, for a while it was bacon wrapped hot dogs, and then it became tacos everywhere, right? And we still have that. And then for a while it shifted, and you got smash burgers everywhere. But now I'm seeing these Dubai chocolate things popping up outside gas stations, under tents. I don't know what it is. I've seen it on TikTok. I guess it's supposed
to... Is it chocolate?
Well, Johnny explained
dark
it.
Chocolate.
It's phyllo. Johnny explained what it is.
Yeah, shredded phyllo.
It's chocolate, and it's got some crunchy stuff in it. And
but you put it inside your burger?
No, it's nothing to do with burgers. Shake Shack is doing it as a shake, but I think the way they serve it on the streets is they pour it over like strawberries.
Wow.
Right? Or sometimes people just eat it as is. I don't know.
You're the fancy boy, though. I'm sure you would have known.
I've never had it. I've never had Dubai chocolate, but I do hear it get brought up quite a bit. I'm sure it's overrated. I'm sure how Kev Eats has had it. He'll probably tell us about it. That guy knows stuff about food, but way more than we do. All right, moving on. Final story, Johnny.
Interesting. Okay, so this is my favorite story. Golfer Max Homa hits the Augusta National Course Marshall in the fairway. So while he's playing golf, he accidentally hit the ball, and he hit the golf Marshall like in the back. And it's so weird because the way the video shows it too, I'll post it right now on the stories, but In the video, you can see the marshal facing the green while his guy is putting, and the guy, Max Homa, punches the ball from out of the trees, and I don't think he yells for, but he hits the golf marshal. It was so awkward.
I play golf.
I don't know how that's, once again, I don't know how that's a news story, Johnny. That happens at every major golfing event. A spectator gets hit, a marshal gets hit. They get hit all the time by the ball.
They do?
All the time.
I don't think they do.
Happens all. It's the most exciting. It's like the fights in hockey. That's what I watch it for.
I need a highlight reel.
Yeah, it's really funny.
There's people getting hit.
Yeah, sometimes you watch some middle-aged white guy wearing mismatched shorts and shirt combo, and he's just walking all comfortably, and then all of a sudden he just tips over, and then you realize he got hit by some.
Was that an assassination or?
It's like an errant ball.
Yeah, but when we play golf, you gotta yell for and warn a dude. This guy didn't say anything.
The pros don't yell for. That's what you don't have to do that. We get into a brand new hour of the show next, the greatest hour of your life, with your Coachella tickets after Sublime.
Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Hell yeah. KROQ.
Wake up and beg, you KROQers. It's Coachella time.
Coachella time is officially here. We go into a live broadcast from Coachella starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon with the great Kevin Ryder. Got him back on KROQ just in time for Coachella, and what a weekend you will have. Listen to KROQ for all of the exclusives, the backstage, the artist interviews, and the unexpected.
Thank God it's Friday!
It is Friday morning, and if you'd like to go to Coachella so you do not have the FOMO, well, this is the time for you to call us, 800-520-1067, although I will warn you, if you have not been listening to today's show, and I mean everything that's happened so far today on the show, and there's been a lot of things, I recommend you start listening now or call a friend who listened, because the questions I have for you, which are right in front of me, are the one thing standing between you and seeing Green Day and Weezer and Post Malone and Lady Gaga, the original Misfits, Artemis, Joe. I mean, some of the artists here on KROQ. Lola Young gives you Messi, the Marias, the Beaches. It's a stacked 3 days of festival fun in the desert. We get you there if you can answer some questions about our show. We call it Klein Alley Showchella. That'll be happening after this one from Lincoln Park. So get on the phone now if you're ready to answer some questions and have your life change forever. And then the great How Kev Eats. You've seen him review a lot of the food that we eat on a regular basis will be in here as we will preview some of the Coachella foods. And the shock collar has made its way into the studio as well. Oh boy, this is KROQ. Hey, Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. It's Coachella Friday. People are in a great mood if you're going there. And, you know, everyone who you know is going is talking about it nonstop. Everything's about Coachella. What do I wear? What's my outfit? What's my plan? I haven't heard Nicole Alvarez shut up about it since pretty much last Coachella ended. So that's how excited the people are that are going. If you're not going, maybe you couldn't care less. But if you need tickets, we got them for you right now. And the only thing standing between you and your Coachella tickets is something that we are calling Klein Alley Showchella Quiz. Questions all that happened on today's show. So if you were listening since 6 a.m. this morning, you'll have a much better chance of winning. And if you're just tuning in right now, don't worry. We'll give someone else a pair randomly this hour. So we got one pair to give away now and one pair between now and when we get the hell out of here. So get ready to get your Coachella tickets from us, a bonus pair on this, the Friday of Coachella, a big day in the SoCal music scene. Let's say hi to, and there's a lot of people that want a piece of this. We head to Anaheim, then we'll make our way up and down these phones until someone can get 3 questions in a row correct. We start with, is this Sabrina?
Hi, good morning.
Sabrina, I hope you've been paying at least a little attention to this morning's show.
I have. I took notes.
Okay, you heard
Another one.
Yesterday. Read us some of the notes you have written down from today's show, if you don't mind.
I thought the stuttering one was the big one. So,
How dare you? First of all,
how'd you write?
I hate
How
Sabrina.
many letters you use?
How many pens?
How long is it?
How many pens did you go through to write down the stuttering one? All right, here is your. Are you nervous now because you're going first? And if you're wrong, Martin's on deck from Fullerton, and then we had the John in Pasadena and Tony. There's a lot of people that want these tickets, so you bet 3 in a row right. If you get one wrong, we move on. You get it, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, you had someone on. She was a crier, so I don't know if you're going to cry if you win, but I'm rooting for you. I'll say that at the very least. You ready to go?
Yeah, thank you. I really want to see Weezer and Jimmy Eat World. And
I hear you. People, so. I know. Everyone wants to see everyone. I hope you get these right. Here is what the hell was that, Omar?
Sorry, I meant to play.
That's live interactive radio right there.
Sorry,
you don't know what's going to happen.
Man, I can't find it now. Never mind. I wanted to play Vanessa doing Jimmy Eat World. But...
Oh, Vanessa has a great Jimmy Eat World impression. We'll find that for you. I'll give you some time. Here's your first question. Oh.
Whoa!
Perfect. It's like you're there.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Don't mess this up. Earlier this show, we did some AI dating, and Jake had the opportunity to date a man that he met through the Game app on Tinder. But where did they actually meet in this virtual date? Where was the date's location?
Oh my God. Where did they meet? They don't, I don't think they met.
Well, the date took
right?
place somewhere. Where did the date take place, even though it was virtual?
Weren't they just on the phone?
Yeah, what was the setting the AI gave us?
Yeah, the setting.
Well, he was chilling at home or something.
Oh, Vanessa says
Vanessa.
wrong.
Jesus.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad because the reality is she did listen to that. She's mentioning parts of it, but they need to know. I'll give you one more chance, and then we have to move on. The date took place in a specific location, according to the AI. Where was the location?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Why are you doing this to me?
Oh no, Sabrina, I'm so sorry. I hate that. I really wanted to help her out. You know, I love helping out.
Let me play the Vanessa Sweetness clip one more time for Jimmy Eat World. It's just like you're going to be at Coachella.
Whoa!
Consolation prize.
There you go, Sabrina. You'll have another chance later this hour to call in and potentially win. Hey, Martin.
Yo, hello.
Fullerton, we pick up that question with you. Where did Jade's virtual date take place with the AI bot?
I have to say the laundromat.
Let's find out if he's right.
Looks like you got the wrong bag. I'm Grayson. Can't let you walk off with my laundry, can I? What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, crazy. I'm glad you caught me.
I'm glad we sorted that out.
That was a weird, awkward gay date between Jake
Such a dumb line.
and the AI bot, and that is correct. Good job, Martin. You are one question right, which means you're 2 questions away from going to Coachella. Question number 2. We talked to Pantyhose Greg earlier today on the phone, and Pantyhose Greg claims that he likes weed more than drinking, but he especially likes weed while watching what show?
The Kelly Clarkson Show.
Let's find out if he's right.
I'm a weed guy, you know. I'm up watching the Kelly Clarkson reruns.
You called it.
I knew it. Always is. Yeah, I get it. All right. Congratulations. You've gotten 2 questions right, Martin.
Wow.
And that was from earlier this morning, which means you have been very focused on today's show. When the prize is great enough, I get it. This is your 3rd question. Hey, you also took notes? What is something you wrote down?
Yes, sir. I'm not going to give away my answers.
Oh, okay. I got the questions already stacked. It doesn't matter. This could be your final question. If you get it right, you're going to Coachella. But fear not. If he gets it wrong, someone else will get a shot. And if you're still waiting for tickets and have not been listening to today's show, I don't blame you. As soon as we're done eating food with How Kev Eats, we'll give you a chance to win more Coachella tickets before we get out of here. All right. Final question for you if you get it right. If not, we move to someone else. Allie's wife was on with us today. Allie's not here. She's on a trip in the Grand Canyon, but we had her wife on. And her wife claimed that her day yesterday was incredibly busy, but she did do one thing for herself. What is the one thing she did for herself?
I know this one.
You looking at your notes?
Worked
Wait,
3 hours.
say what?
What?
She got a massage because she worked 3 hours?
She got a massage because she worked 3 hours. Let's
Was
find
he
out.
legit going through his notes?
I think he was. That's what he sounded
crazy.
like. Let's find out if you're right.
Oh my God, I don't know how people do it. Single mom and full-time work, I don't know how they survive. I worked 3 hours yesterday and went and got a massage.
Wow.
And
Wait, hold on.
Whoa.
You got a massage yesterday? Hey,
Yes.
good. Martin, there's the good news for you, my friend. You have just won yourself tickets to Coachella for getting 3 in a row right, all from things that happened on today's show. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Klein. I got to say, a bunch of those questions throughout the week were pretty difficult.
I think they've been difficult every day, to be honest, unless you've been listening to the show. I mean, how would you just randomly know that if you picked up the call and win the tickets? You're not crying like the woman yesterday cried, unfortunately. This isn't as good for us, rating for us. Did you cry, Martin, maybe?
No, but this feels unreal, and Thank you guys again.
He's all right. I'm okay. I'm good.
Martin,
I love Martin.
Hold on. We got to take a break. Hey, when we get back, you all know him, how Kev eats. He sits in his car. He eats all the greatest food in Southern California. He's got a new app that is so cool. What a great idea. And we're going to talk all about it, but it's an opportunity for you to figure out where the best food is, wherever you are. If you've got certain food people you like Grubs with Greg, some of our friends here at KROQ, you can figure out where the food is that they've been eating. You've been watching them eat this food on TikTok, on Instagram for a long-ass time, and now it's a map to help you figure out. We're all going to get super fat together after this quick break on KROQ.
Well, the first weekend of the Coachella Music and Arts Festival kicks off this weekend. Will bring hundreds of thousands of visitors.
Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Green Day, and Post Malone. People are on their way into the Coachella Music Festival.
All right, I want to see everybody jumping up and down. You ready? Welcome to... Starting today at 3 with Kevin Ryder. KROQ broadcast live from Coachella.
Green Day, Post Malone, Lady Gaga, The Prodigy, In the Eat World, Joe, The Beaches, Lola Young,
Just Added, Weezer,
and more.
We're bringing you all the action live and direct from Empire Polo Field with band interviews, hijinks, and more.
Hi, I'm Nicole Alvarez. We're live at Coachella. Broadcasting live backstage at Coachella.
There's always possibility for it to go disastrously.
Driven by Mike Thompson RV. Don't miss a moment. Go RVing.
Klein Show on a Friday morning. 818 says it best on the text line. Why do you guys do this to each other?
You sit on a throne of lies.
Why is it lie after lie after lie?
The only thing I know for sure is you're a goddamn liar.
It's a lie.
You're a parasite of lies, and I am your worst enemy.
Friday, Lie Day Friday.
Lie Day Friday time. Allie just got unhooked from the lie detector machine in our studio right now. This man has been doing this for close to 4 decades. John Grogan, the lie detector guy. You've seen him on quite a few TV shows, podcasts, TikToks. He is the man to go to. If you need him, certifiedpolygraph.com. He'll come and he's made over 1,000 TV appearances, 13,000 people tested. This man knows everything there is to know about liars. He just got Allie off the hot seat, and it's time for him to read us the results of the lie detector machine, which he claims is close to 100% accurate. So, Allie, no lying now saying that it was a malfunction. He can tell if the machine's malfunctioning. It did not malfunction.
John, is there ever a false result simply because of the way the questions were asked, if they're too leading or if they're insinuating anything?
No, if you lie, I'm going to catch it.
Okay.
All right, great. Okay. All right, let's get to it. And if you want to get, I don't know if your wife is no longer on the phone. I don't know. She's listening to the results, but I'd love to hear her in real time.
She said she had to get ready for work.
She's got to go. Right. All right, whenever you're ready, John, let's go through these questions now.
Okay.
You want to guess how many lies, Omar? You want to do a side bet with me? How many lies Allie told on the lie detector? I'm going to say 5.
5. What's the total of questions?
13 plus the 2 from the wife.
Plus the wife. Yeah. I'm going to go over.
Over 5 lies. Wow.
Yeah, over.
Allie, do you think you lied at all?
No, obviously.
Okay. Right. Go ahead, John, whenever you're ready.
When we asked her, do you like the outfit you wore today? She said yes. That was a lie.
Okay.
Yeah, right out of the gate.
Time lie.
Thank you so much. I always like it and then second guess it later. All right, question 2.
We got 1 lie down already out of the gate.
The outfit's fine. It's sweats and a T-shirt.
All right, well, you lied about it.
Right,
so go ahead, question whenever you're ready, John.
When we asked her, are you ever sexually attracted to men? She said yes, and that was true.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're not even a good lesbian.
That does... Okay, next.
When she said that on the show she's most sexually attracted to Vanessa, that was true.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Okay, volleyball.
Okay, volleyball
Vanessa.
to you.
Hey, look at that. Love connection, huh?
It's the only other woman on
Vanessa,
the show.
how do you feel about that?
I don't feel anything. Thanks, Sally.
All right. That's the effect I have on women.
I don't feel anything. So painfully.
I feel dead inside over you.
Vanessa, that is true, by the way. All right, moving on. It's Allie getting the results. We're live on YouTube right now. You can watch her as she's squirming. Go to KROQ's YouTube right now and enjoy the action in real time. Go ahead.
When she was asked, were you happy when your cat died? She said no, It was a lie.
Okay, that's not...
Wow.
Katie said
Unbelievable.
herself there can be a sense of relief a little bit because they're out of pain. Okay? I'm not happy my cat's dead.
Well, according to the test, you are happy, thrilled. Would you do some party poppers?
not
Pop,
true.
pop, pop.
I want a redo.
You can't do a redo. That's messed up,
It
Allie.
was a leading question. All right.
She's a cat killer. Whatever you're ready, John.
Okay.
When she was asked, "Do you fart every day?" she said no, and that was true.
Okay, thank you.
Well, really? Hold on. You sure about that, John? She said she said she does not fart every day, and that came up as a true statement.
When she said no, yes.
Wow, unbelievable.
You're welcome, by the way.
You know what? That's the whole reason John's even here. I mean, we had to bury the fart question among a bunch of other ones, but that's exciting, Allie, to say that you don't fart every day and to be
And I don't.
to be held accountable on a lie detector test.
Haven't
That's
yet today.
Incredible. All right.
All right, well, that's awkward. Next.
When she was asked, "Do you fart more than you claim?" she said no, and that was a lie.
Oh,
Okay,
I knew it. See, I knew there is some fault. There is some. You're being dishonest about it a little bit.
My wife said herself, if there's something weird that I eat, I get gassy.
Okay. John, move on. We only have a few questions left.
When she was asked, "Do you intentionally bring smelly foods to annoy your coworkers?" she said yes, and that was true.
Thank you.
That's a terrible thing. Maybe the worst thing we learned about you today.
I brought broccoli souffle today.
Yeah, I know. What you go just a smelly
It's
aisle of the
actually
store?
broccoli mash over baked cauliflower.
John, what would you do if you worked with someone like Allie that brought in stinky lunch every day?
I'd allow it.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on, only a few questions left. Lie Day Friday. Here we go.
When she was asked, "You claim you wear makeup. This is a lie, right?" she said yes, and that was true.
How are we not criticizing these questions?
That's a great question.
That was a lie, right?
Well, listen, we're just proving the fact you do wear makeup, so now we have proof.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When she was asked, "How many sex toys do you have?" she said 2, and that was a lie.
Okay.
Oh, Allie,
There are some not in use that I can't remember.
Oh my God!
I have a little like old makeup case that's in our closet.
How
It's
many
got
are
stuff
in there?
I don't know. I think 2, but I guess maybe there's more.
According to this guy, there's a lot more than 2.
Not a lot more. Maybe there's one I forgot
All
about.
right, final questions.
When she was asked, "Do you regret your son's name?" she said no, and that was true.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, you still like your son's name?
Of course I like my son's name.
Fair enough. We will accept it. Final questions.
Do you regret your kids' names? Because I feel like you do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every day. Go ahead, John.
When she was asked, "Do you think you are a better mom than Katie?" she said no, and that was a lie.
Okay. Well,
that
she's
was-
gone now, so who cares?
That was so obviously a lie. You were like nodding your head in the other direction. So you think you're the better parent?
It
That's
depends on what we're doing. She's more of the
fine.
cuddly,
All right,
let's watch
doesn't matter.
TV parent.
We know the truth. You think you're better. And final question.
When she was asked who she would fire on this show, she said herself, and that was a lie.
Okay.
Well, Allie, why don't you tell us the truth then?
No, I don't need to. Matt, next question.
Next question, John.
When she was asked, "Are you gross?" she said yes, and she believes that to be true.
Oh, my God. That is such a result. That is really terrible.
Are you gross?
All right, then we have the 2 questions that your wife asked. He's got the results. These are maybe the most important questions, and then we got to take a break. Go ahead.
When she was asked if she thought she did more work around home, she said yes, and that was true.
So you do think you do more work around your house?
I do.
Allie is a lion, farting, cat-killing bitch, according to the text line. Go ahead, John.
When she was asked if any of their friends she would like to have sex with, she said no, and that was a lie.
Okay, another lie, of course.
All right.
Who is it, Mesa?
No, it's Masa.
Is that who you want to have sex with?
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay, good. Got that. Got through that. And then final question she asked about yoga, I believe.
If she wanted to have sex with the yoga teacher, she said yes, and that was true.
There you go.
Okay, great. Well, wonderful.
I'm an open book, Klein.
John, thank
I'm an
you.
open
That's a
farting
lot
book.
of lies. Omar, you're right. Over 5 lies from Allie right there.
Yep.
But now we've gotten to the end of that. We're going to send John to the back office now where he's going to strap Johnny in, and we'll on a Friday of Coachella, where you'll see that band right there, Green Day. And if you did not win tickets a moment ago, fear not. We have another pair we must give you before we get out of here in about 30 minutes. So between now and that pair of tickets, we're going to talk about some of the Coachella food. We've got some of the limited edition Coachella drops and collabs that are happening in our studio right now. And to help us go through this all, a man that you have seen many times. Very jealous when I look at the How Kev Eats videos on Instagram, because he's always in his car. He always looks very comfortable, and he's shoveling food into his mouth, and he's traveling around the world eating food. And I don't know if you are the biggest, but you are definitely probably one of the biggest LA-based food review guys out there, right?
I would say so,
Are you bigger than Grubs with Greg? He works down the hall, so you can talk smack if you want.
Listen, numbers don't matter. We're all out here doing what we love.
So you're crushing him. That's what you're saying?
No.
Yeah, all right. You heard it here first. How Kev Eats is now. He's going to try some of the food and show us how a professional review goes. And then Postmaster Johnny has got the shot collar. Where's the shot collar, Johnny?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay. He's going to put the shot collar on at some point, and then he will do a review the way we do food around here, which is the high voltage style. In all of your food reviewing videos, have you ever used electricity to help?
I have not.
No. It seems stupid, doesn't it?
It seems a little wild, but no judgment.
All right, fair enough. And I want to ask you, because I found recently I saw this new app, and this is something that I think a lot of people, we do a thing on the show called the Dank Tank, where people pitch us their ideas. And this feels like a idea that everyone has had before. An app that could help you keep track of all of the places you've eaten delicious food. So if you're super drunk and you had a great street taco, you don't forget where you got that street taco. But you took it to the next level. The app's called the Biter app, and you're a partner in this. And how did this whole thing happen?
So basically, I had this idea a long time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, and I wanted to create kind of a map of all of my ratings, including my scores. And I went back and forth. It was originally supposed to be a website just for my own stuff. And then a middle school friend of mine, shout out Austin Mills, was like, hey, my friend has a really good idea for a food app.
He's currently in middle school, or he's a friend from middle school?
No, he's grown up now.
Okay, good. I was going to say, that's a real problem. Yeah.
And then we basically get on the phone, and this guy, who is now my co-founder, Daniel, he proceeds to explain my own idea to me for 15 minutes. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then we ended up becoming partners, and now it's the Biter app.
So the idea is pretty much, if you follow any of these people that are doing food reviews, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and you're like, oh man, I forget where it was, but someone had the best piece of cake or the best cheesesteak or whatever, you could check out there, and you can just go on a food tour. There's so many good places to eat in LA. I think it's the best food city I've ever lived in, because there's so many different styles where you could, you have crushed sushi, but you could still have an amazing slice of pizza.
Agreed.
And so as a result, you can use the Biter app and help follow along. So if it's you, or if it's Greg, or if it's any of these other guys,
or if it's your dentist who happens to be the biggest foodie, he or she can also go make their own map. Anybody in the world can make their own map, and they can share that map with their friends. And you could be the friend with the best recommendations, or what have you. As well as lists will be there, and a video. If a creator's done a video on it, it'll also be there.
I'm curious, because a guy like you that knows this city well and eats a lot of food. I mean, we all eat a lot, but you're probably doubling up because you have to do the content, right? And I'm curious as to if someone's like, I got a visitor coming to LA for 24 hours, and this is a tough question. Mm-hmm. Where are 2 places that they must eat while they're here for 24 hours?
That's a great question.
Because
for lunch, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
for lunch, I would say you have to go have either Mexican food here, because the Mexican food in LA is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and don't go somewhere that is a restaurant. Go somewhere that is a food truck or a food stand for street tacos. That's what you want to go get. Or I would get Howlin' Ray's for lunch, because I think some of the best Nashville hot chicken, if not the best, is in downtown LA. And then for dinner, I would say a couple things. There's a big Persian community here, so Sadaf and Encino, it's great Persian food. Or I would go to Anna Jack Thai, which is fantastic. Or my personal favorite Italian restaurant on Highland and Melrose, Osteria Mozza.
All right, so there's some pics from a guy that sits in his car, eats food, and the other question is, this all started when you were just you were really microwaving pizza. You were showing people not to microwave pizza. That was kind of how this whole thing began.
Pizza rolls, yes.
Now, here you are, and ironically enough, we have some of the pizza collabs that are going to be at Coachella this weekend, including a limited that's between Yeasty Boys, the Bagel Truck, and Prince Street Pizza. And this is only available at certain events that are happening in and around Coachella. That's also a collab with Brave Hot Sauce. So they've all collabed on something. Now, meanwhile, for those of you that aren't going to the desert but still want to take advantage of some of the Coachella collabs, there's another collab that's happening between, and this one is one of your favorite places, the Boiling Crab, Prince Street, and this is a Postmates collab as well.
Yes.
And they're doing different types of pizza. So in a moment, You can pick whichever. We've got a lot of food here in front of you. I want to see how a professional, a food reviewer that does this well, does this to millions and millions of people all the time on Instagram, how that would look if you were to go ahead and review one of these items right now. And then Johnny, who's got the shot collar, he looks so, it's so funny to look how happy Kevin looks, how Kev Eats looks so happy. And Johnny, you look so sad right now.
I'm not sad. I'm like really excited too because it's free pizza right in front of my face. But then part of me's like, damn, I really got to get shocked right now, bro.
Yeah, that's right. You are going to get shocked right now. Let's see how Kev Eats, which one of these things you want to try right now.
The pizza bagel sounds really interesting to me.
Okay, so normally this would be you in your car. You'd be doing the review. You got the selfie style, and you're very brutally honest with your reviews, which is what I like about you. You don't BS it. So he's looking at it right now. This is it's a Yeasty Boys bagel with the Prince Street on top. He's sniffing it.
Oh,
he's giving a proper evaluation.
Bagel itself is crispy. Can I eat it?
Yeah, please. This is you're going to show Johnny what a pro does, and then Johnny's going to attempt to replicate this with the shot collar on him. Oh, listen to that crunch.
ASMR.
That's a great crunch right there. See, this is the part you don't see in the videos because he gets to edit out some of the chewing.
It's like eyes rolled back in his head.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, full-on orgasm face when he ate that.
I may have, it's a good thing I wore my diaper today. This is good.
Yeah.
This is really good. This, the bagel itself is super crispy, which is really nice. And the inside, typically on a pizza bagel, the dough on the inside is really dense, but this one's actually very light and airy, which is really nice. The sauce on top, I think, is really what makes it. If you like a pizza sauce with a lot of oregano and garlic, this will be right up your alley. I do think the one bad thing about this is that it's a little cold, unfortunately.
Well, yeah,
but
of course.
we're in a studio.
Yeah, they brought it here an hour ago.
So
That's
it's
on
fine.
us. That's on us.
Dude, for an hour wait, this is fantastic.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's how a pro does it. Now, Johnny, in a moment, the shot collar is on you. We need people to give us words. Johnny's going to attempt to eat. I think you're going to eat one of the collabs with the crab on top. There's a couple of different collab pizzas that are going on through Postmates, but Johnny is going to try the collab pizza. We need 5 words. If Johnny says any of those words, we call them buzzwords. We will shock him with electricity, and we will slowly raise the voltage. So by the end of the review, you're getting like 50 volts. Yeah, crack it. Feel free. Go nuts right there. That's you can have that.
What is?
No, don't worry. We'll talk about that off there. This is KROQ with Klein Alley Show. K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. That's Joe. We'll be performing at Coachella tonight. We got another pair of tickets to give you to Coachella before we get the hell out of here today. And in our studio right now, smells great in here because we got a bunch of the food that will be available at Coachella, some of the collabs that are happening. Obviously, people go for the bands and the hang and the fashion, but the food, it's real deal. And we got some of the collabs in here from Prince Street Pizza and Postmates, and some of the collabs between Yeasty Boys and Prince Street as well. And some of these available general admission area, some VIP only. Regardless, you will see these, I'm sure, all over your Instagram by the end of the weekend. In a moment, we'll do the high voltage food review with Postmaster Johnny. We just saw how Kev Eats does a review. This guy is, as you know, all over the place. Check out his new app called Biter, where you can follow some of your favorite food reviewers and also just keep your own list together. Similar to if you're sharing like a Spotify playlist with a friend or whatever. Same exact thing for places you like to eat around LA and other places as well. So we got that going for us. You can watch this on YouTube. I recommend you check out the YouTube right now. We're streaming live as we speak. And in a moment, we're going to give Johnny these 5 buzzwords for the high voltage food review. A lot of them coming through on the text line. Kev, I'll give you the first word. What is the one word that if Johnny says during his review of the Boiling Crab Prince Street Pizza collab slice, if he says it, we will shock him with the electricity?
It's got to be either salty or garlicky. One or the other.
He won't know garlic. I don't even think he knows what garlic is.
Let's go
salt.
with
I think he'll probably know. So we're going to do salt. I'm going to say cheesy is the one I'm giving. On the text line right now, yum or yummy, which I feel like he will say a lot. Wet is one of the words that someone wants to say. And that's pretty good. So anytime he says good, he's a simple man with simple words. All right, let's bring him in here. High voltage review. All right, Johnny, you got what'd you bring with you? A jar of barbecue sauce?
I brought a jar of Sweet Baby Ray's and some sriracha sauce.
Why did you bring that in?
Well, just to spice it up a little bit for it to taste good.
You don't need to do that. It's going to taste good.
Oh, I know, but...
Why would you bring other sauces? There's no need for that.
I like to have a little variety every time, right? You know what I mean, Kevin?
I'm going to shock you for doing that.
No, wait. It's just good sauce. No!
Oh, Jesus.
Stop.
Johnny almost fell out of his chair.
I told you, that was hard,
Oh,
man.
really? Relax.
Jesus,
Just relax.
dude.
Oh my God.
Whoops, I had my finger on the...
Yeah, you got it on the extra big dog setting,
right,
man.
I'm going to move. That's for Rottweiler.
Yeah, I'm a Chihuahua, bro.
Hold on
It's
one
just
second.
shocking people at 9:30 on a Friday.
All right. It's Coachella Friday. Everyone's in a great mood now. We're going to try some of the food. Now, you saw how Kev Eats does it. This guy's a pro. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers, millions and millions of views. This is how a professional does it. Johnny, you're an amateur food reviewer, but you will be adding electricity to make your review that much more exciting.
Oh, yeah.
You got
Okay.
this. Have
All
faith
right,
in you. You
Johnny,
got it.
Thank you,
whenever
man.
you're ready, grab one of the slices. You're going to start with the crab one?
Oh, that's what's on this, huh? The red stuff?
Oh, boy.
I thought it was like big bacon.
No, you're on the wrong. I don't think that's the right one right there. Is
No.
that the crab one? Hold on, Kev. Which one has he got there?
I think he's got the shrimp one.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Johnny,
one?
whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You have 1 minute to do a review. Here's your music.
gonna taste it
And
too.
we have 5 buzzwords. Kev's going to taste it as well. He has no shot collar on him, though. He gets to give an honest feedback. Some people would say it's a little early in the morning to have a seafood pizza collab, but not the case. It's pretty good, huh?
Very good.
Should we cheers, Kevin? Should we touch tips really quick?
Let's touch chips,
Jesus,
baby.
Johnny.
There you go.
All right, ready?
Pull that clip. All right, whenever you're ready.
He won't.
Whenever you're ready, Johnny, for your review, it only starts when you start talking.
Okay, here we go. First bite in, and it's pretty good, actually. Ow! Ow! Stop! I'm still alive. All right. It's not as cheesy as I thought it was going to be. It's very doughy. Stop! I'm going to get barbecue all over her thingy. Okay. Very crispy. It's very hot too, actually. I like. That's pretty good. I like. Ow! Oh! Ow! Ow! My neck hurts. My neck hurts. Ow! Ow! Stop! Okay.
10 seconds, Johnny. Wrap it up strong.
Poor guy.
It's really. Oh, it's spicy too. It's really spicy. It's really hot, actually. I'm afraid to take another bite. I didn't even put sriracha on it or anything. This one hurts a lot.
4, 3, 2.
Very yummy. Very good.
Why do you just keep saying good, you dummy? Clearly, every time you said good, you've gotten shocked.
A shrimp. For those of you who can't see this, a shrimp just
flew
out of Johnny's mouth.
There's shrimp, crab, everything's on the... I don't know.
It's a jambalaya now here at K-Rock. All right, well, Kev, how Kev Eats this year as a professional food reviewer.
gosh,
That's the end of Johnny's high voltage food review. As a professional reviewer, you're in a game with it's a very competitive space. How did Johnny do in his first official food review?
Considering he was gonna get shocked, and he was that was imminent. He did fantastic.
Yeah, you did good, Johnny. Good job, Johnny.
My brother.
Good
Johnny, how do you think you did?
Not as good as Kevin. Oh, stop!
You said
stop.
good. You said good again.
I didn't know that was
over.
Oh, it's
Poor
over.
guy.
It's over.
Oh.
Okay, it's over. Fair enough. All right, Johnny. Thank you. He's still at the
I feel so
collar.
bad, man.
Yeah, wait.
Hey,
One more time.
No.
Oh, I gotta find
Wait.
No, I'm not going to do it again. Now I feel bad.
My
Now I
hands
feel
are
bad.
greasy. I can't do it.
Now I feel bad.
Get him.
All right,
Yes,
thank you.
Johnny's free.
So Johnny's free. Some of the food you can have at Coachella. How Kev Eats. Check out the Biter app, of course. We'll put the link up. And How Kev Eats, how.kev.eats. Instagram, TikTok. And thanks for stopping by, K-Rock.
Thank you so
In a
much.
moment, Jake the Nerd will be in here to hop on the scale. And we'll give you your Coachella tickets in the next 5 minutes right here on KROQ. Show about to come to an end, but fear not, because we did promise you another pair of Coachella tickets, and nothing like waiting until the last possible minute to win them from us. Of course, if you want to be a part of the broadcast, want to be a part of the feeling of Coachella without actually having to sit in the traffic, you can start listening to K-Rock after 3 o'clock today when we go live from the desert with the great Kevin Ryder right here on KROQ. I forgot about all of this, but, it was not too long ago that I was standing on the scale for my weekly weigh-ins, and then I ended up having to jump in a cold lake and get my nipples pierced and bleach my tips. And today, Jake has officially been on his weight loss journey now for over a week.
Yeah, over a week.
And we have not yet gotten the official weigh-in yet. And Jake has been doing this thing because we were talking about his weight gain on the air. He finally hit his new all-time high of north of 200 pounds.
Like 200.4.
And it looked, by the way, some people are 200 and don't look it. You looked every pound of it. In fact, over, I would say, because you were stretching out your extra large shirts.
Thank you.
But he couldn't get in. I mean, he ripped his fat pants.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that was a bummer.
That's the saddest part of the whole
I
thing.
really like those pants.
He had his one pair of fat pants left, and he ripped those. So let's find out if you want to wait. Your scale is in here. If you'd like to come in.
Yeah.
When you started this thing before you went and you started the treatments at La Sarra, where did you? What was your weight at when you started it? Hold on, he's coming into KROQ Studios now from the Nerd Hole. What did you start
at
when
the doctor's office? I was 200.4. When I weighed myself right before I started this, I was 196.8.
196.8.
Yeah.
That was
that was my scale.
Jake, with all the food that they brought in for the high voltage review there.
Yeah, there's pizza here, there's bagels here.
Are you going to take any of that home? Do you have any kind of inkling to have a taste?
Do I want to take it home and have a taste? Yes, I do. And
you do?
And I might just do that, but I'm not going to eat as much as I normally would.
Really? Wow.
Normally you would eat a whole, last time when we brought in food for your last supper.
Normally, that would be gone right now.
Right, you'd eat it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look leaner, I'll be honest. And you know me, I don't really give out the compliments very easily, but you do look lean. Now let's go ahead and put you on the scale now. Let's see where Jake's at now. Once again, thank you to all of the wonderful people that have reached out to help us. We help the people on this show. Jake is, you didn't bring your dog in here. Maybe that was where all that extra weight was.
Come on higher.
You're still wearing your flip-flops on there? Well, you got all this extra stuff. You're wearing a hoodie and flip-flops? What kind of weight are you going to get from that? Jake claimed he was 196. 200. He was north of 200, but then he was 196 a week ago. And now Jake has been, hold on, he is at, does that say 187?
187.
Wow, Jake.
That's
unbelievable. That's from 1 week?
Almost 2 weeks.
Give him a shout out at the very least. I mean, I know I've been hearing your commercials, but
Lasara.com.
Crushing it, dude.
LASARA.com.
Jake's down almost.
Promo code Jake10.
Jake is down 20 pounds almost.
No, that's 10.
Let me do some math. You're right. I'm not good at math. That's right. That's right. I mean, you're down. To be honest, you're down 13 since you were north of 200.
No, I'm down 9.
I don't know. I don't know math. Let's give away some Coachella tickets before we officially get into the weekend. No shenanigans. Be caller 20 right now at 800-520-1067. We'll give you the best possible news we can give you to get into this Coachella weekend. People asking how tall Jake is. They're trying to do some math here.
I'm 5'8".
Jake's 5'8".
Fat boy.
Thank you.
Honey, I love you, but now is not the time to call Jake a fat boy.
It's not nice.
I got a fat stomach.
Okay.
Well, yeah, not anymore.
It's getting smaller.
It's getting smaller. All right. I got to get her to do some new lines. All right. Before we get into the weekend song and officially get out of here, thank you for listening to the show today. Let's go ahead and instantly make someone's life better by sending you to Coachella, and then the weekend song. We can officially get into the weekend. And I think we got to have Pantyhose Greg kick off the weekend song, right? I mean, the guy gave us so many gems today on the show. Next week, we got a lot of cool stuff to give you, including some Disneyland tickets. If you want in on that, just follow us along over the course of the weekend on the Instagram at Klein Alley Show, or you can use the GOAT line 844-956-GOAT. All right. Winner first. And then the fun can begin. Hey, AJ.
Hi.
You are going to Coachella.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've been calling in every single morning, and I've been taking notes.
Well, listen, you didn't even need it. Forget about those notes. Throw them right in the garbage. You've just won yourself tickets the easy, old-fashioned way by being caller 20 at the right time, okay?
Oh, my God. Thank you.
Enjoy. Please have fun. And, Instagram us or tag us from Coachella so I can feel like I was there, all right?
Of course.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to the show every day this week just to try to win tickets. Totally worth it. All right, let's get into the weekend song. Here we go.
Sure, I'm ready for the weekend, but I'll tell you something, my dear. I'm not ready.
Come on.
Women don't count. Women don't count.
Monday, Tuesday. No one cares about Wednesday. Thursday, forget that noise. Are you ready for the weekend? Are you ready for the rear end? Are you ready for the weekend? Are you ready for the rear end? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trash. Thursday, Friday, forget about that. Friday, Saturday, where it's at. And Sunday, sleeping in, eating brunch.
Thunderbolt and Lively very, very frightened me.
Come on. I don't know.
Sure, hit the mall. Go out with friends, do nothing at all. Sleep in, watch movies, read books. Anything goes, just take a look. Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? Go. Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? No. Are you ready for the weekend?
Yes.
Are you ready for the rear end?
No.
Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah.
Yes.
Are you ready for the rear end? No.
No.
Are you ready for the weekend? Yeah. Are you ready for the rear end? No.
like
what
it.
is happening?
Thank you, lady.
I try to watch it and I rewind it. What?